Brilliant. There we go. Welcome to Monsters Den Godfall. I intend to use the Twitch streaming service to just record everything I play of this in bulk because I don't really feel like editing episodes for a game that is mostly tactical and slow. Eh. I really liked the first two games that the creator made in Flash, and then they had a Kickstarter project, so I jumped on that real fast, and now it's out, and I'm happy, and we're gonna play. What do you say about Veteran? Nah, we'll start at Standard because this is a new one, and it may have new systems. Neat. Story. Okay. Well, it's always a great way to start a game. Dying. Ooh. Combat already. Whatever you say. Oh, did we actually get control? That's good. Okay, he is slightly slower, he is slightly faster. It auto-selects him. Heal, and smite. Power. Also heal, also smite. Ooh, his smite is much better. It's a bit overkill, so we'll hit this one. Wow, this one's just weak. What's his job? Oh, are you kidding me? Ah, and this one is positioned up top, so he can't hit the one down the bottom. Brilliant. Oh, and he's about to die. %95 chance to hit. Somehow didn't hit him the first time. Whatever. Won't kill him, so we'll smite him. Emphasis on was. You did die. The Sword of Arste. I remember dying. You've been dead for nearly 200 years. Great! Why did you need a 200-year-old dead guy? Ooh, now we have archers. He seems excited to be taking orders. Huh, and they've already restored their power, so that's either I traveled enough tiles to do so, or whatnot. Crack. Yes, you seem to have much more intellect. We'll use you to smite things. Or we'll just... Alright, and then everybody can hit the archers. Yeah, same amount of damage both times. Might as well save it for the smite! Damn, that thing is fast. Heal up. Smack. Smite. Damn it. That looks like it was a level up. Normally this is about the time I'd start hitting keys and trying to figure out the menu. But since seems to be a tutorial, we'll leave it alone. Floor fully explored. To the capital! 10 influence for being not dead anymore. Because, you know, when you're dead, you don't have any influence. So I was unimportant in the past. Great! Two weeks. Great. Command of my own company. That's more like it. That's how you do this game. Get rid of those damn drags. Ah, we get to choose our... Good lord, that thing is hideous. No. A new mercenary company. Can I get a new face if I rotate it? Guess not. Oh, good, hairstyle. Get rid of that. Facial hair. We need... Where's the mustache? Mustache. Brilliant. Boink. Meh. 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 Jesus Christ, that never works. Okay, fine. Let's go with, Dirt Blonde. Pale as the driven snow, because why not? Okay, and now we can choose a hairstyle. No. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. Now they cannot grab me by the hair and swing my head about. Fuck it. Straightforward and to the point. It's mine, it has a Z on it. Oh, of course. An emblem. Meh, nothing really stands out. Why the hell not? Ding. Oh, if there is nothing there, then it can't put a banner on it. Oh, scale and rotation. Brilliant. So I can... Excellent! And then the rotation no longer matters. Background. Eh. Most of these things don't really sync. Clicky, 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 click. Nope. Even with the knowledge of the backgrounds, none of this still looks any more interesting. Oh, fourth kind. Oh, it's a scratchety backgrounds. Eh. We keep our banners clean. Okay, let's try something circular and see if we can't fit something interesting into the middle. Yeah, like that. Since I know now I can scale it down. Why does that look familiar? Meh. That's actually not too bad. Let's find something a little bit more fitting for it, though. Yeah, see if we can scale it up into one of these. I think I'm gonna go with one of the shields. Seems like a nice all-rounder. I'll go with this one. It looks very Dark Souls-y to me. Fit the shield to it. Drop to it. There you go. And let's make it orange. I'm not feeling that as much now that I'm looking at it. Doesn't contrast well with the blood. Can I get a gray? Ooh, yeah, I like that. Dark gray. Well, I can customize it, so that doesn't help if I can't click and drag it around. Oh, well, technically I can drag it around. That's good. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's go. These can be changed later from the company's screen. Of course they can. God damn. Okay. So you're just gonna revive me, throw me in a tower with a company of mercenaries, and like, hey, yeah, do some work for us, dead guy. 200 years? Still a valid candidate for drafting. I wouldn't want to be in this world. Like, god damn it, man, I was dead. Leave me alone. Oh, I'm actually, like, traveling this world. That's new. Hello! Okay, let's get going. I don't want too much trouble. I was actually expecting some trouble, but okay, whatever, we get there peacefully. I don't know how I'm supposed to decide whether or not to keep them on the roster. Okay, so we can just jump into a mock arena and use skills if necessary. Can I... Oh, there we go. Warrior? Did I tap a key, or... Oh, okay, I just clicked them. Lock the battle tree. Lock the command tree. Become energized by the thrill of battle. 100% stun evasion. Can't be stunned. And, well, given that that's a number instead of percentage, maybe that's just really good stun resistance. Extra damage. Damaging attacks apply inspiration to adjacent allies, plus 15% damage dealt. Okay. Battle tree, command tree, okay. What do we got? Normal strike. May condition wound may only attack Sharon. First weapon attack. 11 damage. 50% base. If successful, taunted. Okay. Only uses half the action block. Upgradable for increased damage and reduced power cost. 130% weapon damage. Increased damage, reduced cost. Quick attack. It connects, target is pushed back. Kick him in the nuts. That's always a good one. Increased damage, reduced cost. Passive, whenever character dies, gain 20% action. For each surviving enemy, gain +1 power per turn. That's a nice one. Fast melee attack for 12 damage. Base chance to stun the target. Do they all have the same upgrades? No, some of them have different upgrades. Okay. Most of them have the same upgrade. Weapon attack for damage. Reduces target's armor. Fair enough. Attempt to tackle a target. Inflict damage and evade, and disrupting their ability to evade. Minus 15% stun evasion. Cancels evasion. That's really nice! There were some really annoying enemies in the previous game that had a super high dodge. You basically had one enemy... You might have one ally on your team capable of hitting them. Let's see. Steadfast. Ooh, what the hell? Don't know what that's about. Just that one. Start each battle with the Steadfast condition. Don't know what that does. Don't know what that means. Equipped shields provide more defense. Defensive. Armor increases. Enemies will focus their attacks on the user. Great. So warriors are tanks. In the battle tree, anyway. Strike all enemies. Cleave. Oh, that's just cleave. Duh. Increase damage. Reduce cooldown. Do these not have cooldowns? Okay, I see. So instead of having a reduced cost when it has no cooldown, versus having cooldown when it has no cost. Neat. Charging weapon attack against an enemy in the same row. Careful positioning required for that. 31 weapon damage. Must be a clear space between the warrior and the target. If hit, target loses 0.2 action. Oh hey, we have a viewer! It's Gasmask again! Welcome back! Great to see ya! Unfortunately, this is not Bloodborne. I just was really eager to get on this new game once it came out. I kickstarted it. It is also very slow and very boring. You are welcome to leave at any time. And then the ultimate subclass champion. Champion subclass skills in this tree can have both upgrades unlocked at once. Allows the use of training manuals. No further skills upgrades may be selected from other trees. Okay, so that's interesting. I think that might have been in a previous game. Yes! It's a tactical game. You have 6 guys on a left grid, they have 6 guys on a right grid. Positioning matters. Frontline units can only hit frontline units until the frontline units are dead. Then they can hit the backline units. And, of course, you put your ranged dudes in the back and your guys in the front that are melee. And then all sorts of rules and cool skills and stuff to fancy it up a bit. I had a lot of fun with the first 2 Flash games that he made. Couldn't find the channel, so you never did find the channel. Okay, let me get you a link. Alright. There we go, 1 link for you. Alright, let's see. Command skills. So this would previously have belonged to a melee unit that you would have put in the back row and would provide lots of support effects. Okay, that one's mine. Target enemy will take increased damage from user. Other allies are no longer able to attack the target and always hits. Interesting. So there seems to be some good skills now to counter high evasion enemies. That's great. Because those could be really annoying in the previous games. Let's see. Heal. Remove negative mental and wound conditions. That's from the old game. Previous. Same thing. All allies gain health and a bonus to resistances. Buff, buff, buff. Oh, there's that flicker again. I wish I knew it was doing that. I can't get it to stop. While in the rear rank, gain the Overwatch condition. So encourage him to be in the back position. While you are at full health, allies gain armor. All allies begin to retreat immediately. A bonus to quickness allows the retreat to finish more quickly than normal. I'm not one for retreating, but you never know when it could come in handy. Gains health, removes negative effects. Okay, so one is for him, the other is for an ally. Target ally takes damage, equals their maximum health, but their power increases. Ooh. Oh, okay, I see. It's not for an enemy, it's for an ally. Trade health for power. If that's for another fellow backline unit, that's not too much of a risk. Does seem to give stun and mental resist, though, so trades off. And more of this. Order skills gain the tactician condition when used. Let's see. The previous games were set in a sort of medieval magic and swords type of area. And you had a balance of melee units and magic units, and then rogue/ranged units. And in previous games there were 8 and 10, I think, classes you could choose from, and each of them corresponded to a major archetype followed by a subtype. So right now I am looking at some basic units that they just gave me after I got out of the first part of the tutorial. They appear to still be giving me a tutorial. But this here is a warrior, and like the previous games, there seems to be 2 subclasses for them in the battle and command tree. So battle tree would make this character a very frontline, tanky unit, has several skills for controlling aggro. Let's see, like kicking a unit in the front line into the back line. And if it's the same as the previous games, you can't move units once the battle starts, so kick can be a really powerful thing if there's a melee unit in the front line and nothing behind him. You could kick him into the back line, and then he can only hit the enemy in the row right in front of him, I think. Let's see, but I was trying to talk about, tackle, which takes down the target in melee range and disrupts their ability to evade, which is very nice. Last game, there were some enemies that were really annoying that could just dodge all of the things. But there was a taunt skill, yeah, Pommel Strike. The target may only attack this character, and then Shield Wall. All units can only attack the user of this ability. So, Battle Tree makes it very physical damage with Cleave all units in melee range, and then tanky. Whereas the Command Tree is meant for more of a backline. Like, you give them a nice long spear so that they can poke enemies from the back line, and then you give them lots of buffing abilities, like recover for a little bit of health, remove negative mental and wound conditions on themselves, and then they can give it to an ally when they get the later skill. Target enemy will take increased damage from the user, and other allies are no longer able to attack the target, but this unit cannot miss the target. That's very nice. Then let's see. All allies gain health and resistances. This is a very nice skill for a fellow backline unit. You can trade some of their health for power, which is great on mages that if you've got a glass cannon mage that's job is just to blow up all the things, then using this is great. Let's see, marching orders. When an ally uses a movement skill, they gain 4 power and we gain 2 action. Oh yeah, in the late phase of the game, it very much matters what champions you've chosen and what skills you specialize them in. In the previous game, you had the ability to level skills up, but based on this here, where it seems that there's 2 choices of upgrades, you can either reduce the cost or you can reduce the cooldown. And then the final part in the tree, which is adopt a subclass, skills in this tree can have both upgrades unlocked at once, but only and allows use of training manuals. I don't know what those are yet. But no further skills or upgrades may be selected from other trees, which I find very interesting. I'm not sure if that means that classes can learn additional trees than just the 2 front and back line units, which, if they can, that'll be amazing. But even with just this, it makes for an interesting trick because while all of the upgrades are simple, the ability to have both of them on all of the abilities, it would probably be very amazing. Let's see, what else you got? Allows the party formation to be rearranged even in the midst of battle. Allies gain a bonus to quickness for a short time. Okay, so in the previous games, once you started a battle, all of your units were locked in place, and occasionally an ability could do something like Kick here can do. Quickly attack a nearby enemy. If it connects, target is pushed back. So that would throw them into the back line. If it's a melee unit, that's bad. But there would occasionally be abilities like this, which would allow you to stop in battle real quick and shuffle everybody about, which is great for one boss in the beginning. I believe it was the 1st or 2nd level boss in one of the games. Had an ability that scrambled the whole battlefield. It was terrible. The first time he used that on me, whole game, just the whole team wiped right then and there. Had to load from a save. But, because it threw my mage and ranger right up front, and my melee tank into the back line, and basically everybody was in a bad position. The mage died, the ranger died, then the warrior could start hitting things again, but by that point he wasn't really my damage unit, so he just sat there and took hits until everybody died. Yes, that would be amazing. All allies on frontline are healed, and their armor is increased. Okay, that's better. I think this ability existed in previous games, but it didn't. I think it only affected units on the same line as him, which was kind of a contradiction with his need to be in the back line. I think that you could also get it. In the previous game, the skills were not so treed, I don't think, but it's been a long time, and my memory is hard to remember. Target ally gains half action. Alright. Alright, so that's the warrior class. We got the standard tank and rear line support unit. What are you? Cleric. Okay, so I'm going to go off of my head and say that he is for heals and smiting the undead. Offers... these here are fighting styles. You choose which one he will be in when battle starts, and then you can shift it around whenever you want in battle, and it applies unique effects, like immunity to harmful conditions, and a 25% to remove harmful conditions when healing them. While active, heals may remove harmful conditions. Immune to harmful conditions. Let's see. Increased chance to stun. Enemies when hit are made vulnerable to further attacks, less stun evasion, and their skills cost more. So very punchy. Ooh. Okay, so when I did the tutorial, it started out with, I was dead. They revived me. They gave me a few seconds to get back and, what am I doing? And then they're like, hey, you're the Sword of Aristea. I can't believe that worked. What do you mean that didn't work? You've been dead for 200 years. Welcome back. We need your help. And then when we got back to the main camp after having 2 mock battles, they said, well, well, you're decayed after 200 years. You're never going to be on the front line. You're now our tactician. How does cleric have full armor and warrior has not? Yes, both the cleric and the warrior are wearing full plate mail. That is something unique to them. Classes can only wear certain types of armor without penalties. So you very much have the option of either having your cleric be a lightweight backline unit, which has, I believe, lightweight equipment usually has more benefits to intelligence. And then you can instead have him be a frontline unit, which you would generally specialize him for smiting the undead real good. So let's see. Divine Tree and Retribution Tree. Alright, let's see. We've got Healing Flash, Quick Heal. Doesn't use the full action clock. Oh, so that's a good time to explain. If I go into use character skills, I just found this. Alright, so here's an example of what your main battlefield will generally look like. You got 6 slots for the enemy, 6 slots for the allies. And then you have there the health and mana bar on the left and right. And then that center item is the action clock. Every time you use an action, that empties, and then it starts ticking around like a clock. And when it fills is when your character and the enemy characters take their action. So abilities that affect the action clock determine when or if an enemy can actually attack. And something I really liked is that when you say stun an enemy or slow an enemy, there are some times where their ability will stop an enemy from moving, stop their action clock from filling, but it won't actually remove how much action they have. So it just briefly buys you a little bit of time. That'll generally be a cheaper skill as opposed to one that fully empties their clock and just screws them over. Ooh, how do I leave? Oh, okay, there we go. So, continuing to look at skills, we've got Quick Heal. Uses no action clock. Target takes reduced damage from every hit. This is applied after reduction from armor, making it more effective on heavily armored characters. Hit is applied. Okay. Oh, so it's a buff. I thought that was for putting on an enemy. That wouldn't have made sense. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I'm like, oh, hey, you were dead for 200 years. We need you to come back and help us. By the way, the faith that you used to fight for, it's the main faith of the world now. Like, just, Jesus Christ, I was dead. Leave me alone. I would not want to live in this world. 200 years dead, you're still a valid candidate for the draft. Let's see. Reduce damage from every hit. Okay. So that's a buff for tank. Target ally or self. All negative conditions are removed. Brief resistance to conditions. Start of your turn, gain a random ally 8 power and reduce any cooldown on their skills by 1 turn. For each surviving enemy, healing is increased by 5%. Oh, very nice. Heal target. Remove harmful poison or wound. Does that take a full action clock? Yeah, that's full action clock. So that's the power heal, as opposed to the weak heal. Target ally gains the Crusade condition. Only one ally may have this condition at a time. Plus 5 armor, damage, and power regeneration. So, again, a buff for the tank. Target ally gains a bonus of 75% damage until the end of their next turn. Okay. Start each battle with the Shield of Faith condition. Plus 1 damage absorption for 4 turns. Is that the buff? Yeah, that's the buff. So he has an option of starting the game with the buff. When dropping to 0 health in battle, there's a 25% chance to be saved by a free heal. Very nice. Okay, so he can... In the Divine Tree, he can specialize in either buffing somebody else as the tank, or he can be the tank himself. Revive a defeated ally, bringing them back to battle with 25 health. Divine Favor lingers, granting them bonus to damage on their next turn. Ooh, that's new. So there was always a revive skill, and you needed it, but granting them damage for it? That could be tactical, because there was a spell, I think, in one of the mage trees in the previous game that basically self-detonated them, so they self-destructed for lots of damage, but you could self-destruct them, resurrect them, and then self-destruct them for even more damage. That sounds nice. Well, that assumes that, of course, that skill is still in the game and I'm remembering it correctly. And then the subclass again. So I'm going to guess this is heal. strike at an enemy. Oh no, the previous one was tanking and healing. This one is strike an enemy. Always hits. Everything you fought for has been accomplished, but still come and be our attack dog. Oh, you can't? Then be our tactician despite never being a tactician before. Okay, so to be fair, he was a master tactician and a master warrior. Now he is so decrepit from 200 years of decay that even though they managed to successfully revive him, and they were amazed that it actually worked, they did intend to have him be a tactician either way. However, they revived him, gave him 2 weeks to recover, and then said, here, have these mercenaries, have this rotten keep that we just finished restoring. When you get there, you can choose whether you want to keep these 4 mercenaries or hire a whole new team. Thanks for helping. Bye. So this is a great faith to be fighting for. 200 years dead, and you're still not safe from the draft, and they're just going to throw a company of mercenaries at you and say, hey, Master Tactician? Great. Go fight the evil for us. Alright, so Smite is a good action. In the previous game, this was amazing because it can't miss. So even though it generally didn't do very much damage, the fact that it couldn't miss and that it can hit the back line was great if your melee units were finished doing anything in the melee area. All allies gain retaliation damage, harming enemies when attacked. Okay. Those are very nice. Powerful weapon attack for 200 base damage. Critical hits now have an additional chance to stun, and can be reduced by the target's stun evasion. Okay. There's that bloody blink again. When an ally dies, gain full action and the anointed condition. Bathe the battlefield in divine light, blinding all enemies. Undead suffer additional penalties and always hits. This was a great skill for some of the battles where undead were the primary enemy in the game. And the fact that it always blinds everything and reduces their accuracy is very, very nice. Any harmful conditions afflicting the user are transferred to an enemy target. Ooh. One would think. Yeah, they called me the Sword of Ariste. But, I just kept that name because why bother giving him a name? When Sword of Ariste is so nice and so succinct for what they're doing with him. They literally just like, hey, remember that guy that used to fight for us 200 years ago? Great tactician. I'm sure that his tactics are still valid 200 years later. Let's revive him, give him some mercenaries, park him in a keep, and throw some jobs at him. I am sure that he will be completely compliant with being our sword again. You know, never mind the fact that he was dead for 200 years. Yeah, okay, so jokes about the 200-year revival aside. Let's hurry up and finish these so I can get into some combat. Transfer harmful conditions to the enemy. In addition, target takes 0 damage. The amount of health the user has... Oh, very nice. So basically, equalize an enemy to your terrible, terrible position in the battle. Melee attack. If successful, increases intellect. Okay. So, magic warrior then. If our target is afflicted by a holy condition, our attacks always hit and have +5 armor piercing. Ooh, very nice. Ally is damaged by an enemy, gain power. Perform a divine magic attack on all enemies, inflicting damage to each. I assume that since it's called divine magic, it probably has a natural bonus to undead. An enemy at less than 50% health is struck by a holy thunderbolt, removing power and triggering a 2% chance to stun the target. Best champion right now. Well, I just got started, so they just handed me all 4 of these guys. And I want to know what I'm doing with them before I start picking whether or not I want to keep them or get rid of them. 200% chance to start the target. Weapon attack, 6. Moves all beneficial conditions. Ooh, so a debuff attack. That's very nice. There's a lot of bosses that will buff themselves. Okay, so no matter which tree you choose, he does a pretty good even job of buffs and heals. Alright, and what do we got here? We have a ranger. Very nice. Let's see. So there were rangers and there were also rogues. So I've got a mage and a ranger. Okay, what do we got? Reduce power on a basic heal, plus regeneration and healing skill bonus. Let's see. Careful aim shots take longer, but are more accurate. So his clock feels slower, but he's more accurate, does more damage. Yeah, the nice part is that you can toggle between these in combat. No cooldown, no cost. So you can switch between them whenever you need on the fly. I think. Slash tear. Damage and ignores armor. Less healing, debuff on the enemy, and some bleed damage. A missile which passes through the target and hits the back line as well. The user's next attack becomes an automatic critical hit. Power regeneration is also increased slightly. Not sure. I'm not familiar with that reference. If it is active switch in combat, that'll be great, but it may not be. I'm not sure. I'll have to find out what's changed and what I'm remembering correctly, what I'm remembering incorrectly, because it's been a long time since I played the games. Increased power generation and critical hit. And only uses a half action. Very nice. New record. Waiting for the right time to strike is crucial. After using the wait command, the next attack will gain 20 damage. While a quiver is equipped, all ammo skills cost 10 less. Ooh, that's nice! Missile weapon attack for damage, poisons, causes them to take damage. Very basic. 100% chance to stun the target. Only usable from melee range for, the point-blank shot. Has a greatly increased chance of a critical hit, always hits, and reduces the target's action. Yeah, I know that in the previous game, mages had a skill similar to this. They could only be used in the front line. It did a lot of damage. Hitting a target enemy with a weapon attack grants successful attacks against that same target, accuracy, and critical hit. Okay. Start each battle with the concentration condition. Okay, so is there a skill here that's called concentration? Well, if there is, I can't find it. The previous 2 games, as a matter of fact. Let me go ahead and find those real quickly. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so there were... Ooh, is there more than one? I know there was 2, but was there 3? Okay, anyway, I'll just go ahead and grab this link. 3. There were, in fact, 3 games before this one, so... Plenty of reason to believe that this game would be well made when it came out of Kickstarter. But yeah, that's the profile for the developer of this game. And it contains all 3 of his previous versions of this game, in addition to, looks like a Dragon Age knockoff? Meh, I don't know about that one. But I played all 3 of the Monsters Den games, and I eventually started to play on the harder difficulties after I completed the game the first time through and knew what kind of enemies would be coming my way so that I could specialize for them. Let's see. But yeah, as long as I'm just here flipping through skills, there's no reason why you should have to stare at the stream. Just try the games out for yourself, and maybe you'll enjoy them. Because they're free. Why not? Yeah. Flaming arrow makes the target burn. Ooh, gives the target quickness. Interesting. Missile attack on all opponents for 15 damage. Chance to hit cannot exceed 75%, so always has a 1 in 4 chance to miss. Powerful ranged attack against the opponent in the same row for extra damage. Okay. And then nature was a sort of off damage buff and debuff type of thing. Ooh, a summon. A summon on a non-mage character. That's nice. Summon a wolf on an empty square. Target ally or self gains health regeneration for a short time and is cured of poison. Target ally or self gains a large bonus to quickness. That was amazing. Oh, I love that buff so much. So the enemy in this world is some kind of undead force. It depends. The first dungeon you would delve into would be filled with undead, I think. The only bosses I really remember are the yeah, it sounds great. I know that summoning golems in the previous game was amazing for just having a unit that would attract a little bit of aggro and take damage away from your allies, because power is a renewable resource. Various characters renew it in various ways, but waiting was a good way to just get a chunk of it back. But having the ability to infinitely summon a tank, essentially, was just a great boon. And even if it's a unit that's light in health and strong in damage, that's still something that the enemy will attack that isn't your main units that you need to keep alive. Let's see, target ally yourself gains a large bonus to quickness. This skill was amazing. You have no idea how amazing it is to just have your clock fill 3 times before the enemy can fill theirs. Just pummel them to death before they can even move. I freaking loved it. It's also great for the mages, who are generally slower. When standing on any tile that grants a terrain condition, gain evasion. Very nice. When outdoors, gain starting action, and summon skills cost half as much power. Ooh. So this game is going to have a lot more taking place outside instead of just exclusively in dungeons, and you can take a skill that will specialize for that. Interesting. Summon a friendly bear companion to the empty square on the battlefield. Can we ride him? That would be nice. Target ally or self is healed and is cured of any wounds. Okay. So he has both a wound and poison curing heal. Let's see, and they both heal for... Oh no, this one just gives regeneration, this one heals. Targeted rank of the friendly formation. The targeted rank of the friendly formation gains retaliation damage, harming enemies when attacked. So you would probably buff your front line with that. Pardon me. Life can be found by learning to identify helpful herbs in the environment. You can benefit from special terrain conditions during battle. Condition: 10% bonus when healed, 5% health regeneration, 10% healing skills bonus. I don't understand how that works, but it sounds good. Summon a direwolf. Oh, that sounds amazing. Revive a defeated ally. Target is restored with only 2 health, but with a Nature's Balm condition to aid health regeneration. So a bit riskier than the revive, and it doesn't come with that. Let's see. Oh, you take any monsters. No, you take any monsters you're partying. No, it's a long short. Kind of bored of all that good human bad monster relationship. Yeah. I always enjoy stories that involve the complicated interrelations between life forms, alien, monster, or otherwise, that are friendly with humans, but so fundamentally different from us culturally and physically that it creates unique complications. I enjoy stories that involve that element in some form or fashion, because it makes for much more dynamic characters. You can summon golems, and clearly you can summon bears and wolves as well, but I don't think you ever really brought along any of the monsters you fought. Which would have been way awesome, because you end up fighting like some extra planar like enemies that phase in and out of existence and suicide themselves to summon a planar being. That was nasty. That is where I get most of mine. There was one I just started recently. Look at me, just sitting here throwing links at the one and only audience member instead of actually playing the game. Whatever, we're having fun. Here we go. Dungeon Meshi. So this is a manga I just found recently and started reading, and I read it all the way to the end, and now I'm sad because I've got to wait for more of it to come out. But it starts off as a comedy, but then it gets deeper as it goes in, and I like the depth. Like, it has a lot of thought and emphasis put on the way that everything in their world interacts with each other, and they're just going through and eating everything they come across in the dungeon. Let's see. Set a snare to entrap enemies who attack targeted allies. Each time the allies are attacked, there is a chance the attacker will become stunned. Okay, so that's a great buff for tanks. Oh! Nice! Good on you, mate! I've tried drawing before, and it's very hard. It takes a lot of practice. Practice and time. I'm not very good at it. Alright, so, once again, the archer can specialize in archery, or he can be a very unique kind of support. Thorns, swiftness. Yeah, this is a very... I definitely like the look of the nature tree, so I definitely think we're going to keep an archer on call. Alright, what do we got from magic? Ice Spike. Damage that ignores armor, but requires the same row. Lightning Strike on an enemy for random damage. Increases the target's current action clock amount. Increases the target's current action clock amount. Always hits. Ah, that's a bit of a trade-off. You get good damage, can't miss, but you increase the rate at which they move. A short-range magic attack, reaching up to 2 ranks away. The flames inflict damage with a chance to cause a critical hit. An additional chance to cause a critical hit, okay. Oh, it's a piercing attack. Okay, so it's a fire piercing attack. Each turn, all of your spell skills are infused with a random element. Spells inherently matching that element deal 10% more damage. Okay, so that gives you a reason to cycle through your spells as if you want 10% extra damage. While on the front rank, gain the... Oh, hey! I gotta stop flickering. That's nice. While on the front rank, gain the combat sorcery condition. Extra quickness and armor. Magical frost attack on any enemy for magic damage. Reduce quickness. It's nice to buff. Lightning bolt is an enemy in the same row, dealing damage. Attack also hits an additional random enemy. Okay, so that's basically a bouncing lightning attack. While a flame to engulf an entire rank of the enemy formation, always hits. In the previous games, the favorite class would have been... I think I'm going to have to go with Mage, just because the Mages had a lot of utility if you chose unique champions. Because all of the classes basically had a choice between a frontline and a backline unit, and then their skills were specialized for that. And generally the backline units were always equipped with just these radically weird, like if you chose all of the frontline units, or like the frontline and backline units corresponding to the skills, like, you know, it would seem obvious to put the mage in the back row and the warrior in the front row. But if you chose the skills, like the subclasses that were meant for those in reverse, you could do some weird and interesting things. Like, one of the mages was specialized in blowing everything up with fire and lightning, and the other one was specialized in controlling time and summoning golems. I really liked the special mage for summoning golems and controlling time, because it made everything so much easier, because it generally tended to work on everything. I made an entire party that was specialized in the idea that the mage would constantly summon a frontline tank in the form of a golem, and then everybody else could be in the back row. But I think just by the nature of the number of units you had to choose, you always had some guy in the front row, so I think I had a tanky healing cleric, but definitely think that in the previous games, the mages were my favorite, probably followed by the rogues, who could assassinate targets. Let's see, Cold Front. Freeze 2 adjacent enemies for 18 damage and lose a fourth of their action. Attack all enemies for a little bit of damage. Explosive missile attack for 20 damage. Enemies adjacent to the target take splash damage. Main target is guaranteed to be hit. Yeah, I always liked... the first time I played through, I definitely went with the tanky, armored frontline warrior that controlled all of the aggro. It made it a lot easier to manage the healing. Although, I think in the later ends of the game, I ended up running out of mana on my healer a lot. and the warrior had to start relying on his skills for regeneration and power recovery more, which is how I came up with the idea for the unique magic build. Let's see. Instantly teleport to an empty space on the friendly side of the battlefield. Okay, so yeah, there's just several classes have abilities that provide movement. You probably still can't, like, just move them by default, but that's nice. So, like, this would help negate if there's an enemy with an ability to scramble your team's battle formation. You can get your squishies out of the front line sometimes. Let's see. Quick attack, inflicting damage. Bonus to armor penetration. Successive uses do extra damage. Ah, I love this skill. It's great for finishing off units and then pounding into units that you don't really have any better skills to use on. Cheap, too. Only 30 power. Increased damage and skill. Ooh, that's a unique upgrade. I stopped paying attention to the upgrades because I figured they were all the same. The skill cannot miss. That's nice. The mage's shadow comes to life, a lesser imitation, and is summoned to an empty square. The shadow may attack and use spells, but with reduced effectiveness. If the shadow is destroyed, the mage will take significant damage. Okay, so you can slap a shadow onto the battlefield, and then double up your spells, but the secondary spells are a little bit weaker. Yeah, it's nuts. It's very important to study the enemy you're fighting and make sure you know what you're dealing with so that you can specialize for it. Based on the fact that they're giving us a keep, I'm going to say that we may be able to hire more mercenaries than we can keep in our party at any given time, and then we can hot swap them for what we need. Of course, that probably also involves doing a little bit of grinding to train up units that you don't use as often. But I welcome that kind of stuff. I love being able to just switch my tactics on the fly and adapt to situations to win through tactical advantage. When your power is full, your spells deal more damage. So that's a bit of a trade-off there. Come on. Okay, so I managed to get this to stop by clicking it before and holding. Okay. The first summon skill used in each battle costs no power. Ah, yes, that's nice. So he does have summons. That's great. So that means my old favorite tactics might still work here. First summon costs no power. Summon Veil Sprite. Summon a Veil Sprite to an empty square. The Veil Sprite can restore health or power to allies. Ooh, that's nice. Let's see. Fist of Force. Oh, what was this one? Animate Shadow. Summon Veil Sprite. Okay. Fist of Pure Force in the same row and knocks them back. Drain power from each enemy. Oh, I love this skill. I loved this skill. This skill was amazing. It siphoned power from every enemy and just instantly filled your health bar if there was 2 or 3 enemies in there. Even though it's got a 60 cost, if you hit 4 enemies, that's 100 power. Your power is instantly refilled. You've debuffed their ability to use skills and given yourself the ability to use as many skills as you want for a few turns. It was amazing to spam this ability. I loved it. And that looks like my next favorite skill, Time Warp. Resets the action clock of every other character in the battle, friend and foe alike. This is very draining for the caster, canceling power regeneration for a short time. This skill was amazing if you knew what you were doing. You could really screw a few enemies with some interesting tactics by resetting everybody's clock and then basically hitting them with the full force of all of your units at once. It was good for getting rid of enemies that had really powerful regeneration or that required constant combat to keep their abilities going. Let's see, Disintegrate. Instantly kill an enemy at low health. Characters killed in this manner cannot be revived. Always hits. Yeah, cannot be revived. That's important. I love this skill. This is the tree. I remember this tree. This is my favorite tree from the old games. It's got some new stuff in it. Some of the stuff's probably been reworked, but this was my old favorite tree. I hated enemies getting revived because I would always change tactics on the fly based on the enemy's dead, and then they would revive it and it's like, no, I'm going to incinerate that corpse to dust. Let's see you revive that. Well, I was dead for 200 years. I probably was dust. I'm sure they could figure it out, but not in the heat of combat. I did say I was going to stop making jokes about the 200 years revival. Anyway, summon a War Golem. The War Golem is an effective fighter and damage sponge. Alright, so that's my stuff. So, stop doing that. The type of spell that could have revived my character in the first place. Right. I think that the emphasis is that he just distorts it. But I do notice that it seems to be getting dark in the world now. Displays special actions and usable items. In combat, it shows your character skills. Okay. Use healing supplies. Teleport to available call stones. World map. Mouse wheel down. Holy shit! Okay, so the previous games were all basically 100% dungeon crawl. They would give you a little bit of story in the beginning and a little bit of story in the end, and then they would throw you into the next dungeon, and you would work your way through it, and slay your way through. Show unexplored grid. Ooh. Okay, so this game, he very much has used that Kickstarter funding that he got to expand it into an overworld in addition to a lower world, which I guess I should have figured from that passive skill that the Ranger has that buffs his abilities when he's outside. Which means that there are some scenarios and quests that are going to take place out in the world instead of in dungeons. And that's probably going to provide some unique, interesting stuff, too. Alright, time to go to the camp. Speak to the Chamberlain. I am the new commander, yes. The keep is ready. It's old but solid. Basic facilities. Labor and materials for further instruction will mean calling in some favors. Let's see, the other ones around me seem to be called the College of Mages and the Hub of Commerce, so I'm guessing that those are quests and story areas. Off the top of my head, I wouldn't say that this game has multiplayer, but I can check real quick. Go to the Steam store page. And RPG, adventure, strategy, tactical RPG. Larger in scope, richer content, turn-based, found. Control, battle, procedural. Oh, procedurally generated dungeons, loot, and missions. Nice. Overland travel, improved character advancement, freedom to personalize your team of heroes. Unique items, enemy types, random dungeon modifiers, story missions. Like I thought, I'm pretty sure this is a single-player game. Alright, to get labor and materials for extra construction will cost some favors, so basically I can spend money to upgrade my keep. Earn influence, okay? The sealed orders arrived for you. First mission. It's ready. It's in your quarters. Oh, that reminds me. So, because my character is so frail after having been dead for 200 years, they have decided to give me a magical command relay so that I can telepathically command my units from afar. So they literally revived me after being dead for 200 years, gave me a mercenary company, and told me to go sit on my ass and order them around. Aside from the fact that it means that when you die, you don't ever get to retire. You can totally be drafted back in, even 200 years later. On the other hand, that is kind of a cushy job to just sit on your ass and tell everybody what to do. Thank you, Commander. We serve you at your discretion. You can replace us if you choose. Otherwise, our team is ready to go. Alright. Hive escapes. In recent months, escapes from the Protectorate prison facility known as the Hive have increased dramatically. Travel to the prison and investigate. Okay. Alright, let's try this travel button. Okay, so it just automatically starts me moving through the world. Oh, but I wanted to check out some of my other options for company members. Let's check out some of these upgrades. Purchase of special items and upgrades using your influence. Allows the party to teleport instantly to the keep. Let's see. Ah, yes, that's a noise that's just been with the game for a while. It's kind of iconic, I guess. It's a little splatter noise for completion of certain things. I've totally gotten used to it, but I guess it is unique. Allow the installation of relic items for bonuses. Allows additional item storage. Inactive teams can be assigned to training, earning experience. Ah, great. So that was right. We can totally hire more mercenaries than we can keep in our party, and then train them on the fly for whatever missions we need. And research artifacts. Okay. Manage roster. Team 1, strength 2 out of 5. Active assignment, current party. Drag a character here to permanently remove them from your roster. You will receive an influence bonus relative to the character's level. Okay, and then there's a limit on how many units we can have at any given time. Oh, and it costs me money to keep them per month. Alright, so there's a balance. You have to strike a balance between having multiple units specialized for various things and having too many units and no money to sustain them. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so I received a main mission to go to the jail, and I can take on these side missions, it seems. A green-skinned leader has consolidated his power to an extent that makes our analysts nervous. He should be eliminated now before his warband grows any larger. Infiltrate his stronghold and kill him. 1,000 gold, 25 influence. Reputation with the Sentinels. With the Merchants Alliance, with the Sentinels, and the Clerics of Aristei. And ooh, what's this one? A team from an allied company has fallen in battle somewhere inside Grorenfast. Sweep and clear the area to allow retrieval. Travel to it in the Dawnbreak Mountains. Eliminate all enemies. Costs me influence with the College of Mages. His strength was -1 star. Let's see. Alright, so from what I can tell here, it looks like the College of Mages and the Clerics of Aristei, which revived me, are at odds with each other. Let's see. One of our sentinels was sent to surveil the area and has not returned. His last report suggests there are demonic forces in the area. Find out what happened and return him to safety. A gang of thieves recently interrogated and sent to the Hive claim they stored stolen goods in the tomb of Zelathil. The Protectorate doubts their story, but we'd like you to thoroughly explore the area and determine the truth. Okay. Since we can have up to 3 of these, I'm going to go ahead and take that stashed goods mission, because why wouldn't you want the loot? Find a missing dude. 1,000 gold influence. Okay, so this one gives me a little bit more gold. Maybe because... Oh, they have timers. Shit. Okay, so... Careful how many missions you take. They have timers. Alright, roster, the upgrades. Okay, so that Callstone looks like it's going to be pretty important. It's going to take 250 influence at 5,000 gold. The cheapest upgrade is a vault to store items. That's nice. Alright, that's all that for the keep then, though. So let's go ahead and get traveling on that main mission. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Parties, finances. Party assignments, mercenary payroll, total keep up maintenance, total 2,200. So I have to make at least 2,200 gold a month. Interesting. Oh, there's a lot of factions. Sentinels, Savant Guard. How the first mission will go indeed. I need to decide whether I need to do the main mission first or the side mission that I just picked because it has a timer. Your reputation of this group is neutral. Can I get some information about these factions? The Underworld. The Clerics, the College of Mages, the Merchants, the Protectorate, the Savant, the Savantine Guard, and Sentinels. Okay, quests. Alright. Oh, it doesn't seem to have a timer here, so maybe it's just a timer on... Oh, no, wait. This is my main quest, this is my side quest. In the Western Wilds. Okay, so how far is that away? Oh, that's a long way away! Holy shit. Yeah, no. We're gonna go for the hive. Speak to the warden. Into the warden's office. You are here looking into our little problem. Yes, I am. What can you tell us about the escapees? We still don't know how they're doing it, if that's what you're asking. There is one lead. It seems some rabble-rousers just can't stay quiet. The Sentinels have found one of our notable escapees, Harston. He's been recruiting. Where is he? Apparently he set up camp at a cavern near Trader's Bay. I think I'll join you on this one, stretch my legs. A little chat with Harston is long overdue. Alright, so we got a temporary party member. First doing all the side stuff, then again, that's my part. Yeah, I enjoy doing all the side stuff for the main stuff as well. I ended up never actually completing the main quest line in Skyrim, and just faffing about with everything else before I eventually got tired of the game. I had to go and find videos to watch on YouTube of what the actual main quest line's completion is like. And it's been like that with every Elder Scrolls game I've ever played. I do enjoy my side quests and finding all of the loot. Alright, so I earned a little token of money and a little token of influence. Travel to Harston's hideout at Trader's Bay and escort the Hive Warden. Oh, cool. So this takes us within the general area of our side quest, so we can pick that up. This is my keep. Home to the College of Mages. Docks here, home to many commercial endeavors. High Seat, the Fortress of Ariste, Great Walled City. Alright. Then we have character sheets. C, I, Company K, quests, menu. Alright, so we've got hotkeys for stuff, that's nice. Quest dungeon, okay. What about up here? Yeah, I did pick up the third part of the shout pretty late into the game. Okay, let's try this. We'll go into the side quests. Alright, so here's the basic mechanics of the game. When you move through the world, you find rooms based on doors, and you engage enemies like this. But every time you move into a new room, or at least this is how it worked in the previous games, every time you move into a new room, your characters regenerate a little bit of health and power. So it can be very valuable to Vigilant. You cannot sneak past them. Ooh, that's interesting. Alright, so let's engage these demonic forces. Oh, I get to arrange my formation. Cool. Foul Miasma. Cancels health regeneration, minus power regeneration. Light cover. Resist missiles. Condition from the environment, minus healing skills bonus. Okay. Can I get some information about these enemies? Not in this part of the screen, I don't think. Alright, so we've got Doom Callers, which seem like melee units, but one of them's in a back line. A Lesser Devourer, and then a Spell Slave. Spread these units out. 8 power generation minus cost. Oh, cool. Okay, but does it... Yeah, okay. So it's here. So we'll park him there, because mage skills are generally pretty expensive. Demonic Forceman's just in the basement, clearing him out. Yes, that's almost as terrible as wasps and hornets simultaneously taking up residence in your shed. Fun times. Welcome to living with life on Earth. Anyway, let's see. We're gonna need these guys here. Let's see. Based on the way the mechanics worked in the previous game, this guy should not be able to hit this one because this guy is here, I think. Alright, who's gonna move first? Looks like Spell Guy is gonna move first, followed by the Ranger, and then the Mage. That's interesting. The Mage is a little bit faster than he used to be, it looks like. Then the Pile of Sludge, and then the Warrior. Nope, that's the Mage. Nope, Cleric. Okay, Cleric's up top, Warrior's down here. This is where people need to be. Let's go. Okay, we've got some poison, damage per turn, minus armor and evasion, cancels retaliation. I can fire an attack with my basic weapon. Oh yeah, so it looks like that you can just actively switch these on the fly. Increased armor and magic resistance, or increased damage and skill cost. I will go with skill cost because he's in a fairly safe position. Oh, yeah, 20% damage dealt. It looks like none of my characters actually have any skills yet. So we'll go ahead and focus something down. Alright, that thing looks pretty fragile, and it also just gave one of my units. We need you to do increased damage and take that thing out. Area damage. Okay. Immune to harmful conditions. We'll give him Mark of Judgment. Increased chance to stun. Yeah, he can only hit units down here. Ah, damn it. Summoners. This is dangerous. I'm already got a unit on low health. Impending doom on... Oh, it's an active debuff on everybody. Ooh, 50 damage when it expires. That needs to get removed. Shit. Stun evasion, increase damage, or increase everyone else's damage by adjacent. Yeah, nope, not many people are adjacent to him though, so. Shit. I don't have any skills, damn it! Gotta get rid of these things because they can summon. Who's moving next? This thing? No. This thing? No. This thing. Okay. And then the spell guy, and then my archer. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get... Well, he's not gonna move for a while, so we'll work on something that we can prevent. Ah, they're resistant to magic. Shit. Ah, I dodged! Okay, I should have accounted for this. I probably could have killed this if I had hit it with the mage. Die. Engorged. Increased power generation. Okay, he probably gets that from attacking things since he's an eating guy. Smack. Aw, come on. This is not good. Three turns until 50 damage. Smack in the face. Not good. Not good for me. Why do I not have any skills? Did I need to spend them before I got here? Okay, kill that thing. And then kill that thing, which summons. And we've already lost my first dude. There goes poison. you switch to defense. Yeah, he does nothing when I've got my defensive barrier. Okay, and they got reduced experience for dying during the battle. To use your equipment item, drag it over a character. Double click. We'll use on the currently selected character. Additional bags are unlocked by paying gold. The inventory carries over between campaigns. Unlocked bags can be renamed and customized. You can use their settings to auto-loot for you. This was a nice setting in the previous game. Each bag also has sort and filter settings. The suggest filter can help you find equipment for the current character. Okay. Yeah, right. That's, I'm thinking that I had one skill point to spend on everyone, and I didn't realize it because I thought that, I just had the 2 skill trees, so that's probably on me. What do we got? Bandolier requires skills trickery. This looks like it's a rogue item, but I don't actually have a rogue. Let's just throw that in the bag. Can I revive them at all? Okay, everybody leveled up, which means I have skill points to spend. Ooh, pardon me. Oh, I can customize them. I can change their gender. It's like, I'm not feeling the male party today. Let's go with female. Yeah, on a whim. We could just swap the gender, whatever. Ridiculousness. Aha. Oh, okay, so based on how many points we invest in these different trees, we can unlock different stances. So the basic one for this is increased healing. Remove an enemy buff when you hit them. Increased armor piercing and resistance to magic. 1 and 2 with nature elements are a hardship and an ally. Increased armor and resistance to fire and gold. Progressive adventures. Yes. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Find the intense focus and inner calm of the practiced hunter. 100% resistance to mental conditions, 8 power generation, and a reduced skill cost. Enemy missile attacks grant us full action. Neat. Does that just... It says we, but does that mean it affects him or everyone in the party? If it's everyone in the party, that's a broken skill. Okay, so yeah, I have the ability to spend some skill points now. But everybody's dead. Do I have supplies? Using supplies fully heals and restores the party. There are 3 supplies remaining. Supplies are replenished for free on returning to a town or keep. Okay. We need that. Holy shit. Ooh, I guess this screen probably means... Oh yeah, I have a finite number of skills I can fit. Okay, based on my current party's assembly, we definitely need this guy to be doing some tanking job. And then the mage has got to get some heals going. He's got to get some heals going. We need some heals. Okay, so yeah, I don't have any skills. You were totally expected to fight your first battle with no skills. And the voice is in his head. Okay, so I have skill points to spend for these guys, but not for the other guys because they died. I'm thinking that maybe we were expected to do that first mission quest instead of come for a side quest. I'm probably in way over my head here, but whatever. Challenges are exhilarating. Okay, so I do like the idea of the nature tree, so we're going to go for this. Regeneration. Increased speed. We need that regeneration. Unlock skill. Increase the duration or reduce the power cost. Let's go for a summon. We need more frontline. Summon wolf. And the mage. Oh, the mage. Yeah, my frontliners died fast. Okay, so yeah, descriptions. Magic weapons, stabs and wands, effectiveness of many skills, damage with ranged weapons, bows and crossbows, finesse weapons like daggers, improves the effectiveness of some skills, effectiveness of some skills. Endurance controls the maximum health of the character. Higher endurance allows more hits before falling, effectiveness of some skills. Strength increases your ability to cause and evade stuns, increases accuracy and evasion, chance for free skill use and power regeneration after battle, the ability to resist wounds and health. So give him some intelligence so that he can start being our class cannon. Alright, so we gotta look at these stances then. Increased damage, increased cost. Increased spellcasting speed, less regeneration. Wreath in flames, yet unburnt. Reduced cost of flame skills, increased resistance to fire, retaliation damage. Pardon me. Okay, so fire skills include short range, 2 ranks away. Okay, so that's a frontline kind of skill. Wall of flame, an entire rank, always hits. Explosive does area damage. This skill can hit your units if you attack a frontline enemy unit that's standing next to one of your frontline melee units. So, powerful but dangerous. Ideally, you would throw it at the back line and then hit one of their frontline units and both of their side units if they were stupid enough to put somebody in the middle of the back line. Your flame and lightning skills have a 100% chance to remove all terrain effects on the target square and replace them with scorched earth. Less healing. Cancels power regeneration. Oh, that's nice. Combat sorcery. When in the front rank, gain combat sorcery. Alright, my mage is not going to be a frontline dude, so I don't think we'll take very much from this tree. That would be badass, yeah. Some other time I will probably go for the mage as a frontline unit, which is nice. Like, I like that there is an entire skill tree that can basically be dedicated to putting a mage on the front line. That's very nice. Let's see. Move to empty spaces. I don't need that right now. A quick magic attack. That sounds good. And then can use his skills. Okay, so until I actually have skills, this skill isn't going to be very helpful. A true master makes it look easy. 20% chance for a free skill and increased accuracy. Generate an aura. After an enemy uses a spell or magic, they have a 30% chance to be stunned. Chance to stun enemy spellcasters, 2 power regeneration. Nice. So yeah, this guy is a buff and crowd control type of dude. He won't really be doing the blowing ups, but that's okay. Let's see. We definitely want to have some of that magic missile. And then it is the fort on a motorcycle while Dragon Force plays in the background. That is the precisely correct image. Let's see. Lasts until next turn. Oh, okay, so he can blink and gain 40 evasion. That's pretty nice, I guess. Can I go for... Ooh, I could just immediately start going down the tree. Or gaining passives. Okay, now that I can actually unlock this, it's a little dangerous to try and click and hold on it to find out what that does. When your powers fall, your spells, skills deal more damage. That's a bit situational right now. No. Is this power stiffen? Yeah, this is power stiffen, so I'm going to want blink at some point. Fist of Pure Force lashes out in the same row, inflicting damage and knocking the target back. Okay, that's pretty nice. So Oh, but it has to be in the same row, so... Should I improve the ability I already have first? Increase damage by 10% or the skill... Yeah, let's improve it. This skill always hits the target. Can't miss with Magic Missile. I cast Magic Missile into the darkness. Okay. Improved range damage and accuracy. Yes, we will give you improved range damage and accuracy. And then you have a wolf, and you can do some healing for us. Thank God. Alright, so everybody's already fully healed again. That is a full party of enemies. No thank you. Search those burial urns for treasure. We are now a grave robber. Shattered shield, gemstones. So just some garbage items that we can sell. Okay. Oh, here we go. Small force. Smash in the face. We need that level up. Minus quickness. No. Light cover. Increased resistance missiles. Very nice. Speedy. This creature is quicker than others of its type. Oh, so that's just a randomized buff on the enemy forces. Alright, so Devourers spit poison, but I can get all of my units to move before he does. You have Magic Missile. And then you can summon a wolf. I'm thinking... Well, see, the problem here is that there's a bit of an equipment conflict. If things are the same as previous, there's a bit of an equipment conflict with trying to have a backline healer. That incense that he's holding right there is the item that includes most of the buffs for your healing power, but it takes up your offhand, which means you can't use two-handed weapons like spears and polearms, which means that your guy basically can't attack anything at all, except for, like, if I put him here, I think he would be able to attack this guy, but he wouldn't be able to get access to this guy just because of positioning. So it's a bit of a knock-up. I think I might go for... an off-tank healer on the front line. At least until I can see how well my double summon team will hold up, and then I might convert him into a healer unit on the back line. Alright, let's go, maybe? Yeah, we'll go with this, yeah. Fierce attack. Okay, so that's a highly physical enemy. Oh! This... I'm an idiot. This goes down. Like, this goes up. Okay, so, like... Well, basically, I need to read this from the bottom, not from the top. I thought all of my guys were going first. They weren't. Okay, what do we got for you? Increased damage, increased cost, yeah. You... hit this, or hit this? What are these numbers? I don't know what these numbers mean. Magic Missile only uses half the clock, but it does more damage than my basic attack anyway. Smack! And he'll take more damage from Magic Missile, so I don't really need to worry about that. You summon the wolf. Oh, but he'll be a little bit slower because he's there. You don't actually have any heals yet, so get on that judgment and smash him in the face. Oh, he's stunned, so that white circle there indicates that he's been stunned, and it has to finish counting down to an empty or to a fill, and then he can start filling his action bar again. So that's a very nice effect. I have plenty of frontline units this time, and I'm not worried about him being stunned, so we'll switch him to Inspiring and buff these two guys with extra 15% damage. Yeah, okay, so a stun empties their bar and gives them a specific amount of time until they can start filling their action bar again. And it looks like, I wonder if this is a passive effect that this unit has, or if all units that get stunned will get this. Increased stun evasion because he was recently stunned. Magic missile. Splat. Oh, come on, he didn't die. We'll go ahead and shoot him. Alright, ooh, he has abilities. Bite. No power, full action clock, attack a single unit for 39 damage! Damn! Powerful attack can only be forward against a target in the same row. 55 damage dealt. Improves with dexterity, masters intellect. Improves with strength, masters intellect. Improves with intellect, masters intellect. Okay. Do I get to improve the stats of the summoned wolf at some point? Or... All targets in melee range lose 10 power and 0.1 action. Always hits. Extra enemy attention on this unit and increased critical hit chance. Okay. Okay, and he's not in line with any... Okay, so this is valuable knowledge. You want to summon the wolf in the same line as a unit that needs to take massive damage. Full action clock, half action. Take the aggro. All targets in melee. Okay, so units that are melee can only hit enemies in a 3-cone in front of them. So here, here, and here. So because he's in the bottom line, he can't actually hit the top line unit. So we'll just have him bite that. And then, oh, you have a 5% chance to miss, so we're going to use Magic Missile instead because you can't miss. Dominance. Plus 10% experience and loot. So if you kill units quickly with taking minimum damage, or if you kill them flawlessly and take no damage, you get extra experience and loot. Two-handed staff of power regeneration, increased gold value. Gold value means that I can sell the item for more than it would normally be worth. Reduces quickness, and on attack, has a chance to blind the enemy. Offhand orb for power regeneration. Plate pauldrons of respite. Heavy armor for the shoulders. Endurance, power after battle, minus quickness. So yeah, this is a trade-off. Heavy armor, lots of defense, hard to kill, but it slows you down. So it can be really dangerous to put put your cleric or your primary healing unit in heavy armor because it means they'll be healing less often. Of course, I just compensated for this by casting quickness all the damn time. You can have a mage that attacks with a fist of pure energy, so you can basically make your mage a Yes! We can make a mage that's a JoJo character. I'm on overdrive, yes. Oh, damn. Damn, that's tempting. That's tempting. You're tempting me away from the build I wanted to do. Damn it. Do I seriously have to drag this shit into my inventory every time? Oh, where'd my loot go? Where'd my loot go? How do I get back to my loot? Oh, here we go. Loot items. Okay, so we can just equip them immediately. Power after battle. Power after battle. Endurance. And since it buffs endurance, we're going to go ahead and put it on my warrior instead. And then, what does your book do? Your book gives you +1 power regeneration. That is also +1 power regeneration. Requires sorcery or arcana. Okay, so only a mage can wield that. And only a mage can wield this. What's the difference? This is worth 70 gold. This is worth 1 gold. So we'll sell this and use this because it's equivalent either way. Stupid blinks. Okay, I really want to know what's doing that. Anyway, Disciple's Scepter. One-handed missile scepter. 12 weapon damage minus quickness. Main build for the first mage, but the second mage, full JoJo. Yes. Yes, we will absolutely do that. It might be really nice to have something unique like that, a frontline mage unit that I don't have to worry about taking damage, but deals all of the magic. Oh, that flicker is so aggravating. Okay, let's put it in the bag and see if that makes it stop doing that. Yes, it does. Thank God. Okay. This does 12 damage and reduces quickness by 5, and gives me 1 power regeneration. This also gives me 1 power regeneration, does more damage, and reduces quickness by 5 more. And his spell... Oh, a nice thing about this game is that effects like that on attack, 75% chance to blind the enemy for 2 turns. That includes, if it's on a staff for a mage, that includes the spells that that mage casts, which is really, really nice. So we are going to equip him with that, because even though it slows him down, he'll do more weapon damage. Okay, and then the last piece of loot is this. We'll just go ahead and take that. Alright. And the guy's leveled up. But it's me! Dude! Oh, I don't like this. Okay, so I put a magic shoulder piece on this character, and it gave this character +1 endurance, but it's not telling me that here in the stats screen, so that I can know that that it has 3 endurance because of an item. I don't really like that. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so my archer is pretty much going to be going down the nature tree, so he's going to be doing healing, support, and summoning. He's not going to be doing very much physical damage. I don't know what I'm doing with my cleric yet. Let's see what some kind of skills he's got. Increased healing, and healing can remove harmful effects. Adjacent allies regenerate HP and power, and increases this unit's evasion. Strike true and guide the way. Enemies that are hit are unable to evade attacks for a certain time. Very nice. And then on Retribution, we can increase stun and 20% chance to cause stun for this character. Increase speed and critical hit chance. And retaliation damage, but less armor. So this tree seems to be dedicated to making the cleric a frontline fighter unit. Yeah, put on for weapon attack for 200 base damage. That pretty much gives it away right away. All allies gain retaliation damage for harming enemies when attacked. Strike an enemy with divine magic. Attack always hits. Debuff and do bad things to the undead. Less than 50% health is struck by Holy Thunderclap. Remove our power and triggering chance to stun. All enemies 13 damage to each. Okay, so I don't think I want my mage to be a frontline unit, even if I keep him in the front line. He's going to be our healer. Okay, so quick heal on a unit. Target is staggered and loses a 10th of their action bar. Buff for the tank. Cure negative conditions and a brief resistance to conditions. And resurrect. Okay, so we want that resurrection skill because it's very important to make sure all your units are alive at the end of battle so that they get full experience. Okay, so maybe I can go through the passives to get to Resurrection without having to take these if I don't want them. Yeah, okay. What do we got for passives? Chance to resurrect automatically. Very valuable on a healing unit. Start of your turn, grant a random ally power and reduce any cooldown on their skills by 1 turn. Oh, that sounds amazing. Healing is increased by surviving enemies. Start each battle with Shield of Faith. Increased armor, damage, and power regeneration. Okay. And then the basic heal. We're going to go with the quick heal. And then Shield of Faith so that I can buff my thing. Ah, Mage. Cleric frontline unit. For now, he's doing the healing, so we'll give him intellect. This is another part of the game, is that you get points for level ups one at a time, so you have to plan very carefully what you're going to do with your stat points and how you're going to build your unit. Alright, what do we got for stances on this guy? Deal damage, adjacent allies get a buff. Powerful presence. Increases intellect by 25%. Order skills cost 20% less power. Increase power generation and accuracy. Reduce quickness. Okay. And then battle. Increased resistance to stun and increased damage. Ignore enemy invasion. Increased quickness and accuracy. Decreases damage to the back line. Oh yeah, that's the tank stance. Target must attack the user. Okay, we're going to want that. Control enemy aggro. Fierce Strike for 30% extra damage. Attack is nearby enemy. Okay, so yeah, take a look at this. Fierce Strike for 130% base weapon damage does 30 damage. Our wolf had a skill that could deal 55 damage right out of the gate. That's ridiculous! And amazing. Makes me very happy. We gave it the right choice. Let's see. For each surviving enemy, gain 1 power per turn. Okay. Yeah. And then fast melee attack, 50% chance to stun the target. Quick attack against a nearby enemy. If it connects, push them back. Character dies, gain 20%. Equip shields. Start each battle with the steadfast condition. Come on, show me what steadfast is. Cannot be reduced below 25. Ooh. For 2 turns, cannot be dropped below 25% health. Does he have something that gives that buff? Crushing blow, tackle, charge. Doesn't look like it. Alright, anyway, I just had a thought. The mage can slow time. He is literally Dio. He has some magic fists, and he can slow time. He is quite literally Dio. God damn it. That settles the deal. There is definitely going to be the Dio mage at some point. We're going to do that. We have to do that. Alright. But first, we need to figure out what else my tank is going to be doing. Chance to stun. Gain power per turn. Yeah, since my archer isn't going to be doing damage physically, we need somebody to do some physical damage. He already has some endurance thanks to that item. It kind of pisses me off that it still doesn't tell that. Accuracy and evasion. Free skill use. Power item. Okay, so the warrior needs 0 intellect for anything ever. He might need some dexterity later on. Chance to stun and causes stun and stun evasion. Health after battle resistance. Okay, we'll go with strength for now. Alright, we've kitted up. And what's this key I looted? Treasure keys. Treasure keys are used to open locked chests in this dungeon. Defeat enemies to collect them. Okay, cool. Alright, what kind of enemy conditions are we looking at now? I've got some skills, so I'm a bit more confident. That has an enemy I've never seen before. This is just a Thrall, a Devourer, and 2 Spellcaster guys. Let's go kill them. Ooh, heavy cover. 90% resistance to missile damage. So my melee units are going to have to kill him. But that's an easy thing to fix. We'll summon the wolf. And the wolf will deal... Ooh, that's new. That's a greater Devourer. Ooh. Did I get the thing that cures poison? No, I took Nature's Balm, which resists poison, I think? Okay, and this entire dungeon reduces the healing that I do. So, it's going to be helpful that I have the regeneration trick. Is that the Thrall that's going to go first? Yeah, the Thrall is going to go first. Then my Archer. And then the 2 mages. Followed by my mage. And then everyone else gets their turn. So, units that I can prevent from having a turn are the Greater Devourer. And then Thrall's second turn. So we're going to focus damage on the Greater Devourer. Can only attack units in his current line, and we do need some help to kill that. So we'll put the wolf here. We'll move the archer down, and we'll put this guy here, and he should still be able to attack this Greater Devourer in front of him. Alright. Regeneration and is cured of poison, and then resists poison for 2 turns. Alright, good. That's going to be really helpful against this thing. Summon me a wolf. Okay, so we do 31 damage with... Okay, so now it matters that Magic Missile does only 17 damage because my basic attack does a lot more. Yeah, we're going to go with this, even though it's a 5% chance. Jesus Christ, look at that. I would barely even scratch him if I threw a spell at him. Same thing for Magic Missile. These guys are resistant to magic, but I can still screw them up pretty bad. Yeah, let's mess up that power. I can't stop him from doing something. Oh, shit. Okay, so I actually can't hit any units in the front line because I'm a melee unit in the back line. That's not good. Alright, so we're just going to have to... Heals by remove effects. Yeah, we're going to have to buff him up. Costs 15 power and doesn't use the action clock, so you can just buff everyone. Damn, that's nice. Okay, and a healing flash. It's going to remove some of their action clock. He has enough that it doesn't matter, I don't think. Will that put him behind the Devourer? I think it will. This unit's already behind the Devourer, so we'll tap him up. And I don't think... Yeah, he can't actually hit the Devourer anymore, so buggered. We'll let him hit the wolf, and we'll just do massive damage. And then we will... Will buff the wolf. Oh, and that also buffs the mage, so it does it in a plus pattern. Alright, now he'll regenerate. Half clock, full clock. Okay, so that does massive damage. Oh, wow! It can hit the back line? Kill it! Holy shit! Instantly dead. Damn, that wolf is a beast! Figuratively and literally speaking. Holy shit! People can move! People can move in this version of the game! Oh! Takes 5 power, but who cares? Step it up! are we gonna do with it? Smash with the magic missile. Oh, they could just teleport around the battlefield? Huh. Would you look at that? I think he might be able to... Nah. Almost kill him with another Fear Strike. Wield in, but wound him down. Damn, 22 healing from that regeneration. We'll get these guys to start attacking the wolf a little more often. We'll Nature's Ball on this guy because, damn, that's a powerful heal. Unit. Let's see. Yeah. Up. Kill it. Yeah, I'll do more damage than this, so. Face. Oh, and he got blinded. Oh, and because this is the only unit left on the battlefield, and there are no frontline units, he can now be hit. Everybody got the experience that time. A plus strength and defense cloak. Yeah, we'll give you that to you. Oh, and we got our first pole arm. Increased endurance. Mouse melee attacks from the rear. Restricted skills, divine. What does that mean? Oh. Ooh. Okay. So... if you have the divine tree, you are not allowed to use this weapon. From the way that this is... So, since there are restricted skills, I think that means that it's possible to mix and match skill trees on characters. So my default characters that I got handed at the beginning, just automatically have the default setups for skill trees. But it looks like maybe later on in the game you can get hybrids, like dudes that have a warrior tree and a mage tree. And that would be interesting. But then they also have this, which means that if you have a specific type of skill tree, there are specific weapons that you just cannot use. So which is the divine tree? There's the divine and then there's the retribution. Okay, so if you're a warrior cleric, you can wield the spears, polearms, and sit in the back line. But if you're a healer, you can't sit in the back line and attack at the same time. Or at least not with this. Interesting, interesting. Required skills, battle or retribution. Okay. Two-handed melee weapon, and... has a chance to poison enemies. It's much more powerful than what we're currently wielding. This improves my healing, though, and he is one of my two healers. Yeah, restricted skill sorcery, so a mage cannot wield a mace. 20 weapon damage, and 80 defense rating with 40 quickness. 4 quickness? Yeah, 4 quickness. And instead, we could swap out for this, do a little bit more damage, and has a better chance to stun, and does poison. Yeah, we need to kill things fast so that we get our extra experience boost. And that'll also poison enemies occasionally. And we'll throw that in our back. Alright, Alright, so I want to check that out. Battle. Is that the tank's tree? Yeah, the battle is the tank tree. So the command tree doesn't have the ability to use pole arms? That's kind of weird. When an ally uses a movement skill, they gain 4 power and we gain 0.2 action. Interesting. I think the we means that everybody in the party gains 20% of their action clock every time somebody moves, and that reduces the power cost of moving to 1. Okay, but he does have a passive here that, if I can get it to come up instead of flickering, when he's in the rear rank, he gets 5 quickness and power regeneration. Interesting. Full health, allies get armor. Order skills cost half as much power. For 4 turns after using an order skill, you can give another order at half price. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this is getting fairly complicated fairly quickly. That's very interesting. Pole arms cannot be used by divines and requires the battle tree in order to be equipped. So my current warrior has the battle tree and the command tree, which allows to the wielding of that pole arm. But if there are hybrid classes in the game, that means that if you remove the tank tree from the command tree, you're going to need to equip them with that tree that you give them to make them a hybrid. You're going to need some alternative way to wield a backline weapon, because you're not going to be able to wield pole arms anymore, or at least not spears. Maybe there's other point of pole arms that have different restrictions. Tactics. Listen to me just drivel on forever instead of actually doing things. Garland flowers, magically preserved. Makes for an exotic gift. A disc of unusual metal, currency from a past age. Nothing to do with that, but loot it for selling. What do we got in here? Ooh, that thing is standing alone. Let's see. Cooling breeze, power regeneration, skill power cost. We'll put the mage on that. Can't be hurt with missiles. I dig that. Cancels health regeneration and power regeneration. Okay. A succubus. Ooh. I bet that means health drain. I better hurry up and get a spell on that dude to regenerate him. We're going to want to put the wolf right in front of that. And Horus can just be healing, on healing duty. I think that as long as he's on the front line, he should still be able to hit this. Summon Yewolf. It's not terrible damage. Yes, since you're the only one here. In the previous games, I feel like you were able to get more information about enemies when you were facing them. Doesn't look like it, though. Do I give him the magic missile? Yeah, let's start chaining magic missiles. Give you healing flash. Then we'll let the wolf tank. And we'll buff the wolf. Then we will go for a fierce strike. Well, let's wait. Emphasis on wait. I want to see what this enemy can do, as long as we've got a situation where it's very unthreatening. Give me a chance to heal it too. I could have instantly gibbed it and probably gotten a bonus, but we'll just miss it to death. Yeah, I can totally punch her. Alright, everybody healed up? No, you're still a little low. So, wait. Ooh, interesting. Waiting uses the full clock now. That used to be a half clock. Seduce. And it dodged it. I think that means that she can take control of my units. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, and I still got the dominant bonus. Very nice. The light armor equipment that increases magic resistance. Okay, so are you light or medium? You are a hybrid between light and medium armor. What about you? You are wearing full light armor. You're probably already going to get natural magic resistance from your stats of high intellect, so we will give this to this guy. Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, instead, we'll give him the dexterity, and then we will give that magic resistance to the mage, just so that everybody has something on them. Alright, there we go. What do we got in here? Ooh, juicy loot. Let's see. Loot, loot, loot. Offhand socketed gem of dexterity. So that's got 3 sockets for putting gems and enchantments in. Gives dexterity and increased maximum power. And then a 2-handed sword that increases dexterity, which basically makes it more accurate. Requires battle, cannot be used by divine. Okay. So this hammer can be used by my cleric, but I don't want him to. This does more damage, has the same quickness effect, so we'll throw that in the bag. This guy can't wield this? Oh, it's just less, it's just considered inferior to what he's currently holding. Okay. Okay, and a bow is considered 2-handed, so we'll just have to gem that then. And then we'll auto-loot that. Alright, we got 2 more enemies. Ooh, flaming fire demon-y type dude over there. What's our quest in here? Tomb of Zarthol. Common Crypt. 1% loot quality and chance of special encounters. All enemy groups are vigilant. Healing effects are inhibited. Okay. Explore the tomb. Okay, so yeah, we're checking in to see if their claims of there being loot here are legit. Okay, there are 2 enemy types I don't recognize in there. All of those I don't recognize. This is mostly units I recognize. Also 2 I don't, though. Ooh, loot! Ah, so I can use my supplies, or if I can find a key by killing units. Okay. Alright, so that's just exactly equal to what he has, but I can sell it for more money than what I got. think... Let's see, 28 health, 60. Okay, so I guess in this game, units don't regenerate health from moving around like they used to in the previous one, but we do have the ability that we didn't in the previous to use skills during... Can I use the regeneration effect instead? This is kind of inefficient. Oh, maybe I can... Ah, I can click them. Okay. So figuring my way out around the camp. These? Alright, so in future I'll use this instead. It's a bit more power intensive, but everybody's topped off now, so it's fine. Another locked chest. I still have key. Spark of Perseverance. Increased endurance when socketed into an item. Quick retreat. Heavy armor feat. This one has medium armor on. I guess that's to emphasize the ability to attack a little bit faster. We'll go ahead and heavy plate our tank. Ooh, improved gold find, and that shield is much better than the one I had on before, which I think only gave me 20 points. So we're going to want to open up that item. Oh, no, they're equivalent. So we'll go ahead and put the sword back on her. And improve the amount of money we find. Might as well. You're actually not our primary healer right now, so we're going to go ahead and throw that hammer on you. So that when you are out of options to heal things, you can just go ahead and smash them in the face. Now, the question is, can you remove enchantments once they're attached? And I think because they're called enchantments, probably not. So we're going to hold on to that until we have something better to put in. What do we want to take on? Okay, even though there are 3 units that I've never fought before in here, there's just 3 units. So that's better than 5 and 6 everywhere else. Standing on loose footing means that it's slower. There's a dank puddle here for stun and accuracy penalty. What do we got? A soul cage, a demonic spirit, and a little bitty devourer that I already know. 2 units in this line means that we want to put the wolf here. Horus isn't really going to be attacking things, I don't think. And then everyone else, I don't think it really matters where we start. Oh, and you can use potions right before a battle while you're looking at things. That's nice. Roof down. Destroy my enemies. Okay, nobody's resistant to being critical, at least. Or to magic, I should say. I do have a higher chance to miss on that spirit. A good chance to kill him before he can actually take a turn. So we'll go for the blind shot. Ooh, can move now. Ah, I didn't realize my warrior was going to have a chance to attack before the soul cage, or I would have tried to kill him. Well, I couldn't have been able to hit it. Ooh, fierce attack. Plus soul battery. Increased health and power regeneration. Oh, right, that doesn't do anything. Does this restore power? Yes, it does. I want you to jump into the back and just slaughter that thing. Ooh, that thing had a little bit of retaliation damage because it was on fire. Percent chance to hit. We're going to throw some generation on that. Oh, come on. 5% chance to miss, and that's what I got. Whatever. 2. Flash. Simple basic attack. Holy shit, that's doing some damage though. Wait, because I want that regeneration to proc a couple of times. Oh, he's blinded now, so he's less accurate. Good, good, good. Oh, I should have been using this. Okay, I think I'll equip this by default since I'm using heal more often than not. Blast. Okay, so he's got a magic projectile spell. We'll just kill my warriors at least half health. Medium armor helmet. Ooh. Alright, so they all have light. He has heavy. She has, well, pardon me, heavy as well. Okay, so that's probably just good for selling, but we'll hang on to it. Light armor with +3 health steal. Would hit, increased quickness. Very nice. That could be good on this. Yeah. We'll go with this because the mage doesn't really need to resist magic. Requires battle or nature. Really? Huh. Nature is the tree that's giving us the summons and the heals. The game encourages you to make a frontline unit out of the nature tree? Interesting. Well, yeah, duh, because I'm not going into the archery tree, so I don't need to put him in the back line. Which would then allow me to put the mage back, the cleric back there much more comfortably. I don't know. Nah, I think I'll just stick with what I'm doing for now. Let's see, armor piercing and causes stun. -10 quickness though. Isn't it the mallet only -5? Yeah. Nah, we need that. We need the dude to tank. Or the chick to tank, I should say. Not that I couldn't fix that. Ooh, a magic essence sensor. Endurance in addition to what he was doing already. Alright, so that means that I can go ahead and put that there then. An offhand fetish for increased power. Put that in there for now. Light armor shoes. Oh, pardon me. Equivalent to what I've got. Medium armor hands. Look at all the skills that can use it, but not this guy. Okay, so equivalent, but since it sells for more, no. Alright, and then Horus needs a mace. Oh, can I get... Oh, I can't give him that. Damn. Unfortunately, Horus is still trapped on the front line. What do we got up here? Full party with some nasty stuff. Another party. Okay, so this one currently has the least amount of units in it. Alright, no terrain bonuses or penalties this time. We've got an imp, spell slave, a rage bringer, that looks like that thing we fought before but a different color, and a greater devourer, which we are familiar with. Okay, the last one we saw, the purple version of this, was able to summon units, but this one is called Ragebringer. It's on the front line. It might be a fighter instead. Okay. Right, I think I'm going to put the wolf here, have him kill that spellcaster before it can do much. And then swap the warrior over there so that he's got the capacity to hit things. Yeah. And then it doesn't really matter where I park my two dudes. Increased chance of free skill use, evasion, and accuracy. Bugger. That'd be a wolf. Oh, I forgot. The mage has fireball, so I need to spread my units out a little bit better. Ooh, only a 55% chance to hit that little bugger. Let's go ahead and magic missile in there. I don't really think I have many options for, yeah, so we're gonna want to pull aggro to the wolf for this fight. And, give it to this dude as well, since he's low health, that might attract some aggro on its own. Then let's top him off, I guess. Ah, pardon me. There are currently no negative effects, so we're just gonna bash this thing in front of us. See if we can't stun it. We did! What did you do? What did you do? Reckless abandon on us. Okay, so he used it to be a buff on us. Less armor, can't retreat quickly, cancels evasion, cancels resistance to mental. Alright, we want you to inspire the wolf to deal even more ridiculous amounts of damage. Heal? That little shit can heal. It's gotta die. Let's get rid of that mage though. Dead! God, the wolf is so strong. This guy is really accurate thanks to that bonus. But we need healing. So we'll change the skill type. And heal. The imp continues to heal, I'm stacking this buff. Is it stacking? Not sure if it's stacking. So 3 turns remaining on that, so I don't need to do that again. And I put regeneration on this guy, so he doesn't need healing. Bash it into this. Acquire aggro. Done. Yes! It was only a 57% chance to hit, but we still got it. You bash that thing. Oh, come on. Increased armor, critical, and damage death. Alright, we need that thing dead now. blinded him. Good, good, good. Even the basic attack is strong as shit. Ooh, and he's beefy. That was 44 damage, and he's still standing. Wolf is best friend. I can have more than one? Oh, that's so broken. But I can't afford it right now. Heal Wolf? Nah, no, we don't need to heal Wolf, I don't think. Did Devour heal when he hit me? Must have. He didn't have that much HP before. We'll switch to an attack stance so that we have better accuracy. Smash him in the face. You still can't really hit much, so... Flash heal on that? Yeah, flash heal on that. Kill it? Yes! That thing is down. No more rage buffs. And it's time to pounce. Holy shit, that just about one-hits it. No evasion for you. Magic. More loot. Medium armor with increased endurance. Yeah. So that's and light armor on the shoulders that gives health steal. Who takes hits more often, the mage or the archer? I will put it on the archer. Okay. Did I get another room access here? Yeah, I did. Ooh, more loot. Meh. Ooh, new enemy, but there's only 2 here. Possessed armor and a soul cage. I didn't really get much experience with what a soul cage does. Increased evasion but move slower. Heavy cover. We will leave the space for the wolf. Go, murder wolf. Leaving blow? Okay. No big deal. Neither of them resist magic, so that's nice. Oh, these numbers are how much power and health they have versus how much they can have maximum. Okay, that's nice. Good that they give us that information. Go for judgment, smash magics. Go for inspirations that murder wolf murders harder, and then smash it in the face. Magic caster. Murder wolf, do some murder. Thank you, murder wolf. We love you. I'm about to win this battle, so we won't go for the heal. Let's just do this. Ooh, jewelry accessory. Increased maximum health. We'll put that on our tank. Then medium armor with healing skills bonus. Let's see. Oh, we'll put that on the archer, because he doesn't have a magic piece in that area anyway, and he heals. Okay, so this is just an item with lots of sockets in it. Potentially powerful, not for a very long time. Light armor Pantlets. When hit, burst of speed. Light armor for the head. Versus dexterity and health steal. And burst of speed. Okay, so that's just jump. Throw that in the bag. We've got more of this nonsense. Throw it in the bag so that I can get it to stop flickering and I can actually read it. And then throw that in the trash. So what did we get then? I couldn't actually read that staff while it was flickering. Power generation and a chance to cause stun. Mage boy, what do you got? Power generation and increased value with a blinding chance. We'll leave the staff he's got on currently because it has increased weapon damage. Oh, they're all enemies we've already seen. Let's see. Increased evasion, reduced quickness. We will put the warrior on that, move the mage over here so that the wolf can slaughter the soul cage. And because it's a spellcaster, we want to spread our units out a little bit. Make sure he can't hit both our squishies and something at the front at the same time. Go with that. Heal mode. We'll actually heal our warrior first before summoning our wolf. Okay, so when we summon Murder Wolf, he'll kill the soul. That buff cost anyway? I only have 2 power. I should go for an upgrade that makes it even cheaper. Okay, we'll just kill that. Murder Wolf? Murder Wolf. We don't really need to summon the Murder Wolf, but why wouldn't you summon the Murder Wolf? We don't have to worry about spells hitting us as much anymore, so we can swap into offensive damage. Yeah, of course we get the 5% chance to miss. Thank you, dice rolls. Shit. Smack him in the face, smack him in the face, and smack him in the face. Oh, this is a special monster. He has extra health, loot, and experience. Okay. Doesn't matter, because we're going to throw the Murder Wolf at his face. Look at that damage. Ooh, look at that damage. He has 1% health remaining, and he's stunned. Ah, died. Extra experience. Quickness buff potion, and damage and flame buff potion. And then a bandolier, which nobody can actually use right now. Oh, another new enemy. Alright, we got a frontline dude with heavy cover. Light cover over there. A specialty monster with increased invasion. And a specialty monster with increased accuracy. Nightmare. That doesn't sound good. Okay, so we're going to sick the wolf on the Nightmare. So we're going to leave that slot open. And then we want our warrior to have melee access to both of these guys, and we'll have the cleric focus that guy down. Hey, nice dodge. Murder Wolf, because I don't really want to know what that nightmare thing is about to do, but I'm about to find out anyway. Waking Dream. Okay. Reduce quickness and stun evasion. Cancels evasion, cancels retaliation damage. But increases enemy attention, which focuses it, which is fine because that's the summon. I wanted them to do that anyway. Alright, so you are an evasion enemy? Yeah, so we're going to start magic missile. Because I think you're also a summoner. Let's buff those frontline units. Can I stack this buff? Well, I don't want to find out now. I'll waste the power. Alright, stuns. Stuns, please. Ah, I missed. Ooh, he has spells. But I buffed my front line, so it doesn't matter as much. Okay. Magic and ranged units aren't going to be able to do much to this guy, so we are going to go ahead and have you get smashed in the face. Go heal mode on you, and that will give me the free license to tell my increase the enemy attention. Pounce and murder, please. That thing. It does so much damage. That's almost killed in one hit too. Ridiculousness. Right, we're gonna go ahead and use a magic missile on that, so that he guaranteedly dies. Another magic missile for you. Basic attack, whatever. Buff our accuracy back up again, and does anybody else need healing? Nah, you're the only one that needs it, you've already got it. Here's attack, maybe that'll kill him. I'll give him. Not very accurate guy. So instead, we'll improve healing. Top you off, because Murder Wolf is going to do his job. He's going to be murdering. Then we will use Magic Missile to finish him off. Can't miss. Hey, everybody got enough experience to level up. And a two-handed sword of ferocity increases damage on attack. Increased damage dealt by 10%. Okay. Now you're our tank, so you gotta have that shield on. Can't afford to give you two-handed weapons anymore. Okay, skill times. Tank boy needs more tank. Alright, well, we need to get to that shield wall so that the tank can start doing the tank's job. Fast melee attack with a chance to stun. Tank away. Excellent. Alright, you are our mage. But you are also on the front line a lot. But for now, let's focus on you being our mage. We need that basic heal so that I can stop chunking my unit's attack. units' turns. Heal the entire party. I do need this guy to be a bit more effective all the time. Have something to do when he doesn't have a unit to heal. Armor damage and power. Maybe I should give him some points in the retribution tree. All allies gain retaliation damage. Oh, that's pretty nice. And a powerful weapon attack. That costs a lot of power, though. 35 power, 30 power. Striking an enemy with divine magic inflicting damage, then it always hits. That's based on intellect. That's based on level. Yeah, we'll give him smite. Split the tree a little bit. Archer. We need you to actually have some intelligence, because that's what you're doing for us. Ooh, doesn't he have a point-blank skill? Yeah, he has a point-blank skill. Nah. We're gonna keep going down the nature tree. Friendly bear companion. Improves with intellect. Wolf improves with intellect. Healing improves with intellect. Intellect. And dexterity. Oh, interesting. When outdoors, we gain 100% starting action and summon skills. Cost half much. Ooh, definitely want that. Okay, so give me that bear. And then symbiosis. When any summon is on the field, power cost of all skills reduced by 5. New fighting style unlocked. Oh. We have a new stance. Channel the power of nature for protection and disruption of unnatural forces. Remove an enemy buff on hit. 15 armor piercing, 25% magic resist. Very nice. Defensive and offensive at the same time. So when I'm not healing things, I can pop that to get rid of enemy buffs. And we are about to be able to summon a dire wolf on next level up. Very, very nice. Alright, what do we want you to do? You're our primary magic guy, so we do need you to blow things up with magic sometimes. Fist of Pure Force. And then eventually can kill things then make sure they never come back. Power is full, spells deal more damage. First summon skill in each battle uses no power. We'll go with this. And then fails right on the square of the battlefield. Can restore health or power to allies. Drain enemies. Punch things. Well, we need to go for this because we unlocked the thing that makes. Alright, so now we got a little summon that does support. And we need you to do focused intellect. Alright, let's focus on continuing the exploration of this dungeon then. What are you guys? Ooh, found miasma terrain. That's not nice. We've got a Fear Sower. Probably means he throws debuffs, and a Thrall. We're going to throw you into the back line because you do have the mage ability now. You can smite whenever you don't need to be healing things. We'll put the wolf in this terrain, and then I think... Let's see. Health regeneration, it decreased... oh, no. Okay, we'll summon the bear on the south end because we don't know what he does yet. And we'll put the wolf up here where we know what he does. And we'll have him kill that back by hand. Ooh, we have a new battle stance here. Increased chance of free and plus accuracy. We'll just put you on defense stance because we're not using a damaging ability, and this is going to be free anyway. Apply Afraid on hit, increase invasion and chance to stun. Smite, heal, buffs. Buff. Buff. Come on. Buff the other dude. And smite with divine damage. Ooh, does this work on smite as well? It does! I think in the previous game you could only apply the Mark of Judgment with melee attacks. Afraid. Minus quickness, stun evasion, and increased cost and reduced accuracy. Whatever. Let's see. Ignore enemy evasion, increase quickness and accuracy. Stun evasion and damage. When I do things like buff enemies. Engage, shield wall. Healing and regeneration. Nature's Balm. That auto heals whenever it's his turn. Don't miss. Increase accuracy. Chance for free stuff. Using Terror again. Alright. Gonna heal all other allies for 7 health. That's being debuffed because of the dungeon we're in, so he would actually do 14 on normally. And restore 15 power to everyone else. We'll go with power. Continue to bombard with magic missiles. Curse condition, cancel health again, minus damage dealt, cancel power generation. Not good. I want to summon a bear. So we can find out what they do. We want you to do the thing that removes harmful conditions. We'll do Flash Heal, maybe? Poison or wound conditions. Let's see, that's poison or wound conditions. I don't think he has any of those. Yeah, he has mental and curse. Go with the half one so that it knocks back his time a little bit. He might have a chance to heal again if it doesn't cure curse. Yeah, didn't cure those curses, which I want off on the off chance it messes with the regeneration. Do the bombardment. Kill that thing. I need that ancient seraphim to stop. Yeah, he didn't heal, so as long as that wither is on, it's preventing the nature's bomb. He's no bueno. Need you to not do that ever again. Get stunned. Man. Nature's bomb isn't going to do any good as long as he's got that thing going. Remove a buff on hit. Ha! Suck it. Alright, bear time. What does the bear do? Bear bites things for 45 damage. Quick attack and melee range for 27 damage. You wouldn't expect a bear to be fast, but hey, that's his thing. And charge at a distant enemy, dealing ridiculous amounts of damage. Holy shit. Bruises strength, bruises strength, bruises strength, and masters intellect. Okay, but it can only work on the back line. So you want to summon a bear in a line with a back unit, and then he can just quick attack everything else. For about half damage. Give it the full damage, and we'll just outright kill this thing. Get smacked by a bear. Let's see. Let's try and get that wither off again. Does this cost more power? Oh, it has a cooldown. Okay. Go for the heal. Hey, we got rid of the wither finally. And what do we want you to do? We want you to increase damage. You don't have enough for that, so we'll go ahead and just have you wait and generate power. Ignore evasion. Move faster. Smack a thing. Actually, no, we need you to have a bit more power. For the next fight. Oh yeah, you still got that terror thing. Get that off. More magic. Oh, right, he can't punch things anymore, as long as he's standing in the back line, so we'll just have him wait and get some more energy. And basic dodge. Yay! No 5% dodge bullshit. No dominant bonus for that one, clearly. Plus 1% chance for free skill use. And some basic sabatons. Let's see, that's a two-handed thing though, so I can't use that unless I take something else off. We'll just auto-loot that. Okay, that's been fully explored. 81% of this dungeon is explored. We've only got a little bit left. Then I think I'll call it a night. That's a full kit, so we'll go kill this first. Okay. Power regeneration and skill cost reduction. Reduced accuracy and evasion. Meh. Dank puddle, stun, evasion, and accuracy reduced. We got Fear Sower. We definitely want to get rid of that thing fast so we can't do that fear buff on everybody. And then 2 magic casters, and then 2 basic melee dudes. Alright, so we'll put the wolf here for his killing power. We are actually going to move... Well, as long as I keep him in his basic stance, he won't actually be any more vulnerable to stun than normal. And I guess we'll put the bear here, and we'll have him charge the guys down. We're going to go for regeneration, nature's bomb, tank. Very weak damage on that. Let's see. Actually, do I need to summon the bear? I could go for the regeneration effects. But he can only really get one of those off, and then he takes a while to recharge. We'll start bombarding the instead. Accuracy, and chance for free skill use. That's resistant magic. No, it's fine. Nothing really interesting is happening. I've met a couple of enemies. Nothing really critical happened. I'm starting to get the hang of flow of battle. Team's shaping up a little bit. My tank guy can actually do a little bit of tanking. Not much, though. Alright, so here's what I know about the enemies that are currently on the field. The Fear Sower can put a buff on allies that causes them to do an Afraid debuff whenever they hit my allies. And that debuff is not terribly interfering, but it hits a whole bunch of stats at once, so I'd prefer it if we could get that thing dead before he puts that buff on his allies. Top him off? Smite the enemy. Let's top him off. I don't know if he'll be able to survive if I don't for the generation effect to hit him. Yeah, there we go. Activate the shield wall. Defensive posture, armor increases, enemies will focus it. Tank it up. Continue to bombard him with magic missiles. Are they? Well, I can go ahead and... there should be an option to reduce them. Let's see. Menu. Options. Audio. Sound effects. Okay, I'll drop that down to 60. And we'll go ahead and tone the music down to 50. Except. There we go. Okay. We need the wolf to kill these guys first. Weak. Alright. Oh, he's resistant to magic, damn it, I didn't even notice that. Should have been bombarding something else. So, let's go ahead and, in fact, bombard something else. Ooh, but I'm about to run out of energy. Bombarded you. Okay, do you still have the Shield of Faith? Yes, you do. So instead, we're going to go with... 35 power, 25 power. I would appreciate it very much, Murder Wolf, if you could murder the murder. Thank you! Oh god, he does so much damage. Okay. And then we will have a bear. Remove on skill use and stun. Okay, cool, so I don't have to keep channeling that. As long as I don't use any other skill, I can just start basic attacking things. So I will do that, and I will buff my allies. So you're in front of the bear, you might be able to die. Right! You should wait until you can see what the bear can do. And this guy, this little sprite I can summon, has two abilities. One that does an area heal on all my allies, and one that does power regeneration on all my allies. But it costs him 60 power, so he has to wait at least 2 turns before he can use another one, and then he's basically useless for the rest of the fight. But since the first summon is free, it's a nice trick. Having said that, continue to magically bombard this douchebag. Boink. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I don't need healing skills anymore. Let's get some of those buffs off these allies. Soul batteries. Regenerating their health and power. Let's hit him. See if we can't knock that off so he can stop casting spells. Nah, well, we didn't get it off, but it's okay. You're out of juice, so I would like you to just, yeah, you're immune to harmful conditions as long as you're in that state, so just channel. Get some in. Okay, the bear can smack things for basically as much damage as the special skill of the wolf. He can quick attack for only half his action clock, things in front of him, so units like so. And then he can charge the back line for a ridiculous amount of 78 damage. But he can't do that as long as there's something in between him and the target. So, we're going to start slashing away. Die. Please. Splat. Smack. And finish him with the basic attack. Power. Okay, nobody has buffs anymore, so we'll focus in on accuracy and start sniping you. Now, we don't want you to hold aggro anymore, so we won't use Pommel Strike or the tank skill. Let's go for a bash. Do you have a lot of power? Yeah, you've got a lot of power. You can afford to just try and bash something down. Let's stun the one in front. Nah, no stun. Bear. Ooh, 30 power, has a cooldown. Okay, so he has plenty of power to do that. He just doesn't have the cooldown. Kill it. Go ahead and top off here. I could go for the Murder Wolf kill, but we're going to go ahead and unsummon him. We don't need to inspire anymore, so we'll just go for increased enemies. And now let's use that free summon, since everybody's a little low on power. Knight. Wait for the juice. And Mana Font. Everybody gets a little bit. We need more juice. Yeah, you keep smacking that bear, man. I'm sure it won't kill you next turn. Smack. There he is. Ooh, finally, an accessory. Intellect, power after battle, enemy attention. We want that on the tank. Ooh, do I already have one? Strength. The sprite has an area of effect heal and an area of effect regeneration. But since they both cost 60 power, you basically get to choose one, wait one turn, and then use either the same one or the next one, and then you're going to want to unsummon it and maybe summon a new one that has a full power bar. Either that or shenanigans with energy, because he just has a basic attack after that. So, good frontline tank, I suppose, just for keeping things off the back line, but he can't do anything after he gets that final regeneration off. Okay, so I gotta think about this. Who do I want this on? The 10 enemy attention actually isn't going to matter that much. Requires command skill, so only this guy can wield it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw that other one, that cloak, onto my cleric, since he's the only one that can use it. Alright, so get the cleric, and throw that cloak on. Okay. Oh! Did I miss the loot over here? Can't believe I missed the loot. Yep, just junk. What is this? Supplies. Ah, supplies are how much I have. 85% of the area is explored. Ooh, have I not been in here? Aha, I have not. There's also an area up here I haven't been in. Yeah, this is still the side mission. Oh, that's a cave-in, so I guess that doesn't actually go anywhere. What's this room down here? Open chest. Basics two-handed sword. Basic bandolier. Do I 100% of this dungeon? I guess I've 100% of this dungeon, which means that this is the last enemy in the dungeon. Oh, and there's a chest behind him. Ooh, does that mean this is a boss? If this is a boss, I would have wanted to use some of my supplies. Nah, there's a bunch of regular enemies. It's fine. This one has increased damage. Okay, so I'll definitely want him dead. This one is more resistant than others. Ooh, that's a lot of resistances. Okay, so we're going to need some real dedicated killing power on that one. Increased evasion, decreased quickness. That's not a big deal on the tank. Ooh, free summon, and okay. So we'll go with the wolf to snappy kill the spell guy in the back there. Then we want you up front, because we're going to need killing done. If I put the bear in the back, will he be able to charge past into the front dude? Ah, we'll summon a sprite instead, and we'll go for some regeneration. Oh, shit. I need... The wolf can't kill the dude in the back line, if I can't summon him... Buddy hell. Whatever. We'll go with... Take a shot at him? Okay, he won't actually be able to attack us for a few turns. Okay, what do we got here? Is that a Fear Weaver or a Rage Weaver? Whatever. I screwed this up real bad. The bear can hit the front line, and he can charge the back line. Okay, so we'll summon the bear, and then we'll see if we can't move Horus to the side somewhere. Black hole. That's new. What's that do? Oh, it's just frontline damage. Okay, whatever. Okay, so I can't summon until I get some of that moved out of the way. Resistant, resistant, highly resistant, resistant. Okay. So I guess we'll go ahead and have you work on that guy. Yeah. Go to the front line. No. Go for the back. Less armor and evasion cancel. Okay. Alright, we need you to get out of the way so that I can put the wolf there. Jesus, he did 27 damage and it barely scratched that bear. Oh, damn! Ooh, I did not know he could do that much damage. Shit. Nobody knows a revive skill yet. That's a problem. Maybe I should retreat? I think I can retreat. Let's, treat this character. Okay, so I just finished summoning. Yeah. For posterity's sake, let's just kill you anyway. I was sitting here worried about that buffed up magic user in the back, and I've got bloody Devourer here that just chunked my goddamn tank. Ending Doom. 50 damage, and it expires. Oblivion Rune. Disintegrates target on kill. That's bad! Ooh. What are you called again? We've got Doomcaller and Ragebringer. Okay, Ragebringers aren't all that dangerous, they just buff their allies, but Doombringers gotta die fast. I can't have my units being disintegrated. Splat. Yeah, that Devourer just devoured him, quite literally, right up front. Okay, just a little bit more and I get everybody out of here. Looks like nobody else has to die. Okay, automatically considers that a full retreat, even though I still got my summons there. All right, so let's have some of those supplies. Alright, now we know. Kill the Doombringer and the Devourer fast. Those two buffed units aren't really going to make much difference. I could have beat them, but my warrior would have taken an experience penalty, and I've got 2 buffed experience drops here, so I didn't really want to afford that. Let's see. Okay, so I need these 2 units to die first. We'll snipe the mage with the wolf, and we'll have we definitely gotta have the bear in front of that devourer. Alright, here we go. First and foremost, we will put the bear down? Yeah, we'll put the bear down. Tank it up. He is putting the Oblivion Rune on the Devourer. But that's not going to matter as much because the only thing the Devourer is going to have access to is the bear and the wolf. Okay, you need to go ahead and start working on this guy because he's the only one who's really vulnerable to magic right now. Judgment style and smite him. You either will be stunned or you will be more vulnerable to being stunned. Where's my shield bash? Ah, there's my shield bash. Increase damage, ignores accuracy, damaging, and applies a buff. Stun him! Damn it. Okay. Summon the wolf. Let's see, we'll get him some regeneration, I guess. We'll do resist magic. Oh, there's that impending doom shit again. That's gonna hurt. That's most of my units that are gonna die if that damage goes off. Okay, I need you to be in tank stance for when that magic effect goes off. Oh, well, you're the only one who freaking didn't get it. So you can just go ahead and keep attacking. Never mind. Jump to that. I don't really have anybody that can remove that debuff, so I've got 3 turns to finish this or I'm going to be in a really bad position. No, we do need you to buff the wolf. So he can't move in trade positions. It would have been nice to have him there so he could just charge the back line. Go fast. Can you hit that dude? No, you can't. So go ahead and pounce him for an instant kill. And we need you to go in heal stance. And put a generator on that. Oh, when I killed that thing, did it get rid of the debuff? Because nobody died. Nobody died. Okay, sweet. Alright, so I'm going to have to remember that. I can cancel that impending doom by killing the Doombringer. That should miss. Yes, magic missile. You get shielded buff. Heal you. Yeah. Make sure he lives to actually get that nature regeneration buff. or regeneration. What we got here? Gift of Rage. Meh. Alright, everyone up here is resistant, but you don't have much magic life anyway, so we'll expect you. Ooh, you're vulnerable to being charged now. Dead. Do you want to know who survives a bear charge? No one. No one survives a bear charge. We'll have you suck aggro. Well, I don't have to heal him as much. Then we'll put you in snipe mode. Kill that, please. Fierce attack. No, that's not fierce attack. That's fierce attack. Do more damage. Smack. Basic attack should kill him now. A critical hit. Overkill. Alright, we got them all. And full experience this time. And it still called us dominant even though I got my warrior killed here before. Dexterity socket. Increased starting action 100% for the next battle buff. A shield, finally, a much better shield. Slows me down a little bit, but it even has the same gold buff. And then a staff. Why do the staffs blink? Okay, now let's look at that stat. It's still blinking. Okay, fine. I'll finish looting. Auto loot. Alright, now what is that staff? We've got inferior weapon damage for the chance to stun. Nah. Give me that loot. Another bandolier, and ooh, a set item. Plus intellect and evasion, plus accuracy, plus evasion, plus armor pierce. Okay, that's gotta go on my mage though, because it's light armor. Very nice. And then auto loot, because that's a rogue item, and I don't have a rogue. Alrighty then, I think the dungeon is fully explored. I've still got one pack of supplies left. There is no second floor, and I guess we completed our quest. Yep, instantaneous completion upon exiting the dungeon, reputation with the Merchants Guild, some influence points, and 1,000 gold. And we'll just go ahead and crawl our way down to Harston's hideout, which is our main quest, which we very clearly should have done instead of walking into that death trap. How close is everyone to leveling up now? About 500 out of 700. Alright, cancel. Pause that. Okay, 3 o'clock. I've got to go to bed for work tonight, but rest of the side quests after that. Yes, let's just do all of the murder side quests. But it's 3 o'clock, and I've got to head off to bed because I got work tonight. However, I do not have work after tonight, so I'll be up for some streaming on Monday and Tuesday if you're interested in watching. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to play something else. Would you like to see more of this, or I could go do some Bloodborne? What would you like to see? Because you're literally my captive audience right now. I've got nobody else watching. I'm not sure if this is the kind of thing you want to see, because this plays very, very slowly. And while that's conducive to just flipping me into a back screen and doing whatever else you want on your computer, some people like to actually see action on screen when they're watching a stream. Like, they watch a stream to watch a stream, not play background music. Let's see. I recently got Fury, and I was planning on restarting that from the first level, now that I got to the second level and have a good idea of what I'm doing. Then I have Bloodborne to finish out. I've got the rest of the Hunters DLC to finish up, and then I need to go and do... what is it? To do any more Chalice dungeons, I have to go and... let's see... one of the nightmares. I need to go to one of the nightmares in Bloodborne, because the next dungeon I need, the next chalice I need, is dropped by one of the nightmare bosses. So I'm locked from exploring more chalice dungeon until I get that. So if I started a Bloodborne, I'd have to be going for the Nightmare Frontier, I think it is? Yeah, the Nightmare Frontier. Other than that... yeah, just those games for the moment that I'm currently considering. Ever heard of a home called The Darkest Dungeon? I have heard of The Darkest Dungeon. I'm not sure if I got that or not. There were a bunch of sales at one point. Darkest Dungeon. I have The Darkest Dungeon. It looked very insanity oriented, like manage your party members' sanity and such, and that was yeah, I figured you had a little autocorrect action going on for you there. Yes, I do in fact have The Darkest Dungeon, although it's not currently installed, but I'm about to go to bed, so I'm not about to be using the computer, so might as well have it going. Yes, the very reason I have it is because I was intending to play it at some point, but there's just been so many other things that have been grabbing my attention recently. Ooh, cave lasers. I could play some cave lasers for you to fill time. So what time would you generally be around? Because I work the third shift, so it is currently 3 p.m. here. And then I work from midnight to 8 a.m. And then I'm generally awake until like 4 p.m.-ish. Although, on my days off, I'll generally just keep myself up and keep going until I drop, just to get as much game time in as I can. Oh, and if you're wondering about the humming, this is Nell, and she's adorable but annoying sometimes. So, you know, cat. Just a cat. Alright, there you go. Gave you a hug. So yeah, based on what time you would find most convenient, I'll start streaming then. Otherwise, I'll just do work around the house and then play fiddly games. Whew, haha, okay. So let's see. Roll that clock forward. Where did I put my calculator? Yes, I am quite fond of most animals. Oddly enough, I'm not really comfortable around, like, really tiny dogs or tiny animals. Like, there's just something about how small they are that makes me paranoid that I'm going to accidentally hurt them. Cats are about the right size for the smallest I can go and not be paranoid about hurting something. Chihuahuas just, like, they're adorable, but they just make me on edge. Right on. Alright, so it's 3 o'clock now, it's 11 p.m. when we're there, which means work. Roll it back 5 hours. It'd be about 6 p.m. for you. So, yeah, okay, I can plan around that. Alright, I'll see you then. Conversely, I have found that I really enjoy being around large animals, because my sister has 2 huskies, and I just utterly adore hugging them and running around the yard with them. Opinion on collectible card games? CCGs? I actually have a whole ton of Magic the Gathering cards. I play Magic the Gathering with one of my friends from high school off and on. We actually use a program called Cockatrice to play it online with each other. The program actually allows you to build a deck out of anything. It doesn't have any restrictions, but we have our own house rules that we only use cards we actually have to build a deck. So, that's nice. But as far as online ones go, like, I thought that, I think the closest thing I had play is... I tried a game called Duelist, spelled with a Y. That's... Like, I've never played Hearthstone, and while it looks interesting, it just doesn't look like it hasn't... I've never seen anything in Hearthstone that looks, like, really grabbed my attention and said, that I want to play this more than I want to play something else that I already have. But Duelist, with its board and its tactical movement, in addition to card building, I tried that out several times, but same thing. It's nothing in it's really grabbed my attention and held it. Like, I'll play it a little bit for a while, then I'll forget about it for a few months, then I'll play it again for a little while, then I'll forget about it for another few months. A lot of it's just the online ones seem to be really heavily based around grinding. Like, you either spend money on the game to buy a bunch of booster packs, or you spend a whole lot of time grinding to just get your cards so that you have enough to actually build decks. And that just doesn't really sit well with me when I've got a lot of faster games to compete with my time when I'm off work. Oh, that reminds me. I could probably stream a little bit of Diablo 3, trying to complete the Necromancer sets. Okay, I gotta get going, though. Shadowverse. Way better than Hearthstone. Evolve cards on the fly. It doesn't require infinite money to get good. Alright, Shadowverse. I will do me a Google. Ah, it's on Steam, of course. We'll search that up. Oh, let's see. Okay, quite important question, though. Oop, stop walking. I'm going to be incurring the wrath of my mercenaries, wanting to collect their payment if I keep moving around the overworld. Oh, save game? Ooh, okay, so we've got active and auto-saves, so this is very much a game that you can totally cheese. But I'll try not to do that until it becomes necessary to just keep the stream going. Alright, there we go. Top that out. Alright, and let's search up a Shadowverse. Free to play, I like that. Huh, this looks a lot like some halfway split between Duelist and Hearthstone. I'll give it a shot. But that's gonna have to go on the bottom of the pile of the things that I'm going to give a shot, because there's a lot of things in the list. Alright, so you have a good one, man. See ya. Have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.